That cat, wherever she is, she's in the hat. Okay. She takes all my Blu-rays. She goes to all the VIP with her crew. Classy, but sexy like a showgirl. That lady never lowers her standards. She's been studying psychology for like 3 years. I have a bitch that loves the sea. Collection! I'm serious with her, a true gentleman. I wouldn't tell her straight away what I want. But if I reveal myself and lose control, you don't have to worry. If something happens, I'll deny it. She have my new movie on the TV. She can't hide it. When you hear the quotes, Mr. G, Mr. Y. Come on, what is that? Jizzy? Yeah, the gizzy dizzy. Control. This is movie talk, people. The science that studies film. Another anthem brought to you by Gismo, the Jam Master, and Tony from the basement. That's right. I love my cat, the real chemist. Hi.
Can you dig it?
Welcome to Gizmo's channel. Here we always have an exciting panel.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
It's showtime, everybody!
Showtime!
Showtime, kid.
And it's showtime.
It's showtime, folks. Showtime.
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 Ooh, showtime.
Showtime!
It's showtime.
Showtime, motherfucker! It's showtime.
Hey, heads up, everybody! It's showtime!
Oh, it's time!
It's showtime!
It's showtime.
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 So, how you been, Tony?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Been a busy week.
been a lot of streaming and a lot of work and a lot of exercise.
Yeah. It's ready for the weekend.
That's good.
I actually went Criterion shopping today. I was off from work. So I got a video coming up with my trip to Barnes and Noble. So I like to do that at least once or twice a year whenever they have the sales. Actually go out and do a video with me in the store and stuff. So it was always fun to do those.
Yeah, you're so lucky that you can go to a store and buy that. It's especially for the prices you get also.
Right.
So it's but do they have like old titles in the shops you go to? Like, do they have from the early releases up till today, or is it mostly new stuff?
Yes, mostly newer stuff, probably from the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And the Criterion sections have shrunk down a lot. It's not as big as it used to be.
Okay. Well, you're still lucky that you have a place to go. Do they sell DVDs still?
They do.
I only have 2 Criterion DVDs in my collection, actually, but
Yeah.
they were all stacked with bonus material. So it was one of my first trauma, and Criterion was actually the first experience I had with a lot of bonus material on their disc. And that's kind of crazy thinking trauma and Criterion. It's like the most separated.
It is.
Let's see who's here before we start. So we will be going through today 20 titles where we will talk quick about them. I don't want to go in. For me, my take, I don't want to go in too much of spoiler territory or anything like that. We'll just say why I like them and probably a little bit of information around the film.
Sounds good.
If the chat has any questions about the titles we show, just ask. I have picked out mostly I would say bangers, like films that I would recommend to everybody, but there are some warning signs on some of these films that I will say, and on others there are kind of movies that I'm more shocked that Criterion actually released. that are good films. But I didn't pick like all the creme de la creme I had, because I've been talking about some of these films 100 times before.
Yeah. And I've done so many Criterion videos over the past week that a lot of these are some that I've already talked about, just because they're probably my favorite and they're the ones I would, highly recommend people check out. So
Yeah.
some of this from me may be a little repetitive, so I do apologize.
I think everybody's good with that. I don't think I've seen, man. I've seen your personal, like the ones you have on your channel, Criterion, but I haven't seen you on other people's channel with that. So, hey, Wrangler, welcome, man.
You're welcome.
Hey, all masked hero, rise and fight, bringing justice to the night. Phantom justice is in the air. Feel the power everywhere. Phantom justice takes a stand, bringing hope across the land. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, welcome, man. What's
Yes.
up, Bone Boys? I hope everyone has their pinkies raised through this stream. Yeah. It's important during a Criterion stream to be a little bit classy. We should actually wear suits today, Tony.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
I actually do. I want to see myself in a suit as well. I haven't done it for at least, Emma's, what you call bat types, or what you call bat, when she was baptized. Is that
Yeah.
word?
Yeah. Hey, Holland.
Hey, Olan, welcome, man. Anthony, you need more recommendation. Yeah, he does. Oh, Tony is in the house. Let's see. Tony, please recommend 500 titles to Anthony.
That's my plan.
Gismo better not talk about that damn Criterion war film is always screaming about. It's hard to not.
Come and see.
I'm busted for one title now. Cream and Sea is the title, Anthony, and don't you ever forget. Yeah. Who will show Solo 75? I actually don't have it from Criterion. I don't have the movie at all, I found out.
Yeah, me either.
But I've seen it many times. It's not a movie for you, Tony.
No, it's not.
It's hey.
Jeff.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off all the time when you say hey. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff just had a birthday. Hope he had a good birthday.
Today or?
Yeah, I think today.
Happy birthday, Jeff. Eller in Norwegian, gratulerer med dagen.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever that means. Wrangler Showtime. Sarah says, hey everyone, I got my things today. Nice. Did you order some Criterion, Sarah? Or,
No, she got some things from Walmart today.
Oh, okay. I don't know. They probably sell Criterion there as well. So
No.
Oh, they don't. I agree with you, Tony. Hey, Tiana, welcome.
Hey, Tiana.
Hope you're good. I'm getting my Criterions online, Barnes & Noble. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Barnes & Noble and Criterion never ship to outside of America, I believe. It's bad. I hope Gismo goes over every Cronenberg film in the Criterion Collection. Video Cream, Creamers, Dead Creamers, The Broad, The Creamy Odd. I was trying to make it a creamy word with extra cream. And of course, Crash in some creamy goodness.
I have Crash. It's not a favorite of mine.
I really like that film. And it's not because of the nudity or anything like that, but it makes me uncomfortable. And I like when movies put me on the edge.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable too.
But not in a good way.
No.
It's not a movie I will see with my father. Saying hi. Everybody says hi. Wrangler says happy birthday to Jeff. Holland says, I didn't know Tony spoke Norwegian. What?
Yeah, very, very fluent.
Yeah, I understood everything. So, hey, Jane, welcome. Hey, Mom. Happy birthday, Jeff. Wrangler. Yeah, everybody has spoken now. So now it's up to you, Tony, to speak. We can just keep it like this, right?
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. So do you want me to go first?
Yeah, if you want to.
Or do you want to go first since you're the host?
I can.
Yeah,
I
go
will
ahead.
just look up one of these films because I didn't have time to how you say it, like write down anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is my absolute favorite Macbeth film.
I'm
The
going to write
Tragedy.
these things down because these will be good recommendations for me to check out.
Yeah. So what I love about this film is super atmospheric. It's from the first picture is shown in the film. It's like you are taking into this universe and you are staying there till the movie ends. It is from the early 70s. I have it here, 2 seconds. It's from 71. And it's Roman Polanski, the guy who is mostly loved or it's really loved in America. I'm kidding. But I love him as a director. I think he's an amazing director. And I would recommend this film to anyone who haven't seen it before, of course. But if you are into the Macbeth story, this is kind of another take on it that separates it a little bit from the play. But it's still one thing I would say, just to sell it hard for everybody. This is kind of a horror film because it goes kind of into witchcraft stuff in the film, and it freaks me out every time I see it. I don't know what it is with it because it feels like a drama, but it has moments in it that is kind of scary. So I highly recommend the tragedy. The tragedy of Macbeth.
So that's what it's called, The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah, just look up Roman Polanski if you. And I actually saw this when I was a kid or really young, but I hadn't seen it for many years. And then my friend told me about it, and I told my friend I thought that was garbage when I was a kid, and I bought it because he was screaming about it all the time. So and I revisited it like I think it's early last year, something like that, and I fell in love with the film. I've seen it 2 times since then, and it's a beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. I think you will like this film a lot because it's a good story. That's what I would say. How about you?
I guess my first recommendation to talk about is a Western because I do love Westerns. And this right here is a kind of comedy Western. It's got James Stewart, Marlene Dietrich in it. It's about a saloon to where Marlene Dietrich plays a dancer in the saloon, and there's just a lot of chaos and different things going on in that area. Pretty much the whole thing takes place in the saloon, and James Stewart is kind of trying to clean it up and try to get it, in order to where not so much different chaos is going on. It's just a fun movie. I don't know. Are you a fan of Westerns?
Yeah, as I said, that's an American Western, right?
Yeah. So to me, this right here isn't. I say that it's a Western film, but really, it's not what you think about as when you think about Westerns. It's more of, like I said, a comedy and more based on the saloon itself and the saloon dancers, and him just coming in. But to me, it's not what you think of when you think of Westerns.
When is it from, Tony?
This one is. Let's see. This one. It's a good question.
You used to say in the front cover here where it's from, on the
From 1939.
Okay, so it's an old classic.
It is.
I could like it then because I'm not a big fan of the American Westerns from the 50s up to the 70s, but the 80s and 90s I love. So So we'll take 2 titles before we go to the chat. So this is a special one for you actually because this was the one you recommended for me, and I love this film. It's Make Way for Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I've got that in my stack too, so we can both talk about it.
That's cool. What I liked about it the most is that it's not only that it's kind of a older film, slow and everything like that, and it's mostly about the feelings you have for the couple. But it's also because it takes focus on the technology, that they didn't have the technology to actually contact each other whenever they want and stuff like that. So I thought it was really sad. It's kind of, even the lighter moments in the film felt like a funeral, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. And I was thinking through the entire film, without spoiling anything, I will not say what's happened or anything, but I was thinking from middle way through the film that, okay, somebody's going to die here. Because it was so, somber, or how you call it.
It
But,
was.
but I will not spoil anything. This is a really old film. It's from 1937, American film. Think, if I remember rightly, didn't the woman go to New York or someplace in the
Yeah,
north, at least? Yeah.
in the
And
city.
the,
Yeah,
and the guy, did he went to like LA area or something like that, or?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
It was a big distance between the two. To me, it almost felt it the way the film was done. It almost felt like a stage play.
Yeah,
Did it feel like that to you also?
absolutely. Especially the stuff with the woman in the
Mhm.
house and everything. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very slow paced movie, very easy to watch and understand, and just really a sad and depressing story.
It's really hard to actually keep your tears away when you watch that film, because and any place in the world, people can see this film and feel exactly the same. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter where you see, and that's what I love about movies, is when you can make a movie universal. Uh, and There was one thing I thought was a minus with the film, and I always want to talk about the minus, is that I did love the character of the man, but I think he was a little bit, he wasn't enough in the film, because
Yeah,
the story around the mother was really the center of the entire movie.
yeah,
So when we visit him, I don't remember how far out in the film again. I'd almost forgot about him for a while, but maybe that also made a bigger impact. I don't know. But
mhm,
I highly recommend this film for
yeah.
everybody, even people. Hmm.
I think the film was probably her perspective of the whole situation, so that's when we saw more of her than we saw of him,
Yeah,
but it was more of her perspective and what she was dealing with.
I think the reason, Tony, why I was missing him so much was because, in that time period, I feel like both sexes is equally as important when it comes to, because he was alone where he was. But anyway, I think maybe it would actually a bonus when I think about it, because it made even a harder impact when you finally met him again, and he was
Yeah.
so fragile and everything like that, but still a strong man. I liked it. I love that film, and I recommend it to everybody, even if you don't like older films. And as you said, feels like a stage play, but it's still a beautiful, beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is Broadcast News. This is from 1987, and it's a James L. Brooks film. It's a newscast organization, and got a new anchor that's come in, played by William Hurt, I do believe. And it's just everything going on within that news station and this particular show, to where it's almost like an inside look at what happens to kind of further your career, and things that you would do that you wouldn't expect to kind of climb the ladder. It's a comedy. It's almost like a romantic comedy in pieces. Holly Hunter's great. I love Holly Hunter. I think she's a really great actress.
There she
But
is.
really good story. You kind of got an underdog in the story, and then you have um, the lead male actor and Holly Hunter. So it's almost like a triangle there. Um, so really
Is
enjoyable romantic type comedy drama.
is that one based on a true story or something?
I don't think that it is. Nothing I'm aware of.
I never seen that
Have you
film.
not ever seen it?
No, I know about it, but I never seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it many times. It came out the year I graduated high school. I remember seeing it in the theater that year. Enjoyed it, and then I think I got it added it to my. I think it was on VHS first, and then I got it when this Criterion came out. And I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah. I will check that one out. I think somebody had it during the Rotten stream, or at least somebody talked about it. Maybe it was Brian. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do the chat first so we don't get behind, as me and Anthony and Corey always does. Anthony says, happy birthday, Jeff. I hope that you got a lot of great movies. Yeah. And tell us about the movies you got, Jeff. Tony Gismo, I need this more anything.
She needs recommendations more than anything.
That's good, sir. And tell us what kind of movies you like. Texas is here. Welcome, Texas.
Hey, Russell.
I will always call him Texas. I just love the nick or the name so much. People are saying hi. Corey is here. Welcome, man. Hope you're
Corey.
good. He saw Cloverfield for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I hate that Corey never put a review on Letterboxd. He always just marked the film that he has seen. I want to know what he thinks. Gizmo hates Clint Eastwood and John Wayne. I don't hate Clint Eastwood and I don't hate John Wayne, but I've never been into John Wayne. His films, Clint Eastwood, I love. But he was mostly famous, or his breakthrough films were mostly in Italy or Italy productions. So that's why I love his westerns. And it's got nothing to do with the country, just so you know. It's just Italy was amazing with spaghetti westerns back in the days. So I think he did a smart move. Let's see. I just lost 10 people watching when I say that. Sorry. The Criterion Collection, founded in 1984. I'm the same age.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yeah, they had Laserdiscs back in the days. That's really cool. Sydney, welcome. Chubbs, welcome, man.
Hey, Chubbs.
Sydney says, I have about 10 Criterion Collection movies that I bought. Do you have any favorite in your collection, Sydney? Anthony, I want to know what Corey thinks too. He hides his thoughts from us, Gizmo. Oh, yeah. He's a tricky one, Anthony. I've tried my best for a long time now. I don't know if there is any way to break that. So my next title is Eating Raoul. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
Yeah. It's kind of a little bit sleazy, but it's not kind of it's not much nudity in it and stuff like that, but it's kind of a dirty comedy in a way, because the subject matters they go into in this one is weird. It's an American film, I believe. I believe so, at least. But it's to be honest, when I saw that, I only seen it once, and when I saw the first 50 minutes of the film, I would probably have given it like a 3 out of 10, because I was a little bit bored, you know. But then it started to ramp up all the stuff it's building. I can't actually say what it's about, because then I ruined the film. I ruined the entire experience of the film. But when it ramps up towards the last 30 minutes, I had some moments I were laughing out loud, and some places I shouldn't be laughing, I think, but there's a reason they actually put it in the film, you know. But I do recommend it if you want to see a small indie film done in a fun way. It reminded me a little bit, actually, about Monty Python in a way, and I love Monty Python, but a kind of the edgy humor. It's from 82, so it's actually from the year I was born. So
yeah, well, I've read the synopsis of the film. You know, every time a Criterion still comes up, I try to kind of go through different things to see if I want to get it or not. I do remember that would be something that probably didn't pique my interest, but I do have a general idea of what it's about.
Yeah. And if I remember it rightly, it's this Italian couple, or at least the dude, if I remember it rightly. It's been a while since I saw it, but it's staying in my collection. I will not sell it. It's a movie I will go back to.
Yeah.
So I recommend it for people to check out. How about you, Tony?
So my next one is Moonstruck from 1987. This is another one that I saw the year I graduated from high school. It's another dark romantic type film. Of course, it stars Cher, and great performance with Cher. It's about an Italian family living in New York. She has a chance encounter with Nicholas Cage is in the film,
Hmm.
and there's kind of like an affair that starts up. Um, Olympia Dukakis is in this as plays her mom, which I think she might have won an Oscar for, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but just a really good story, family drama about an Italian family living in New York. And have you ever seen this one before?
I believe I've seen it, Tony, but I haven't because I don't remember it.
Really?
So
Yeah, this
yeah,
is one you should revisit. It's
yeah.
always been a favorite.
I think I saw it when I was a pretty young kid, on VHS. But as I said, I don't remember it. So you're right. I should go back to it. Would you say it? What did you say? It's a comedy or drama
No,
or
it's more of a drama.
yeah?
It's got some comedic things in there, but it's totally a drama.
Okay. Yeah, I will absolutely check that out, and it's still available on Criterion because those Criterion edition never sells out, right?
No, sometimes they do. Sometimes
Oh,
they go out
yeah.
of print.
All right. Okay, so the next film here is a movie. I don't even know if you, Tony, will like this one, and it's one of the trickiest movies I could sell to people, but it's one of the most beautiful movies ever made. But I think it needs to hit you in a way. Maybe you've even seen it, so I shouldn't actually. But it's Andrei Tarkovsky's Mirror.
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen that. I've read about that one too.
But as I said, Tony, don't grab it. If read about it, watch. You can't. But this is a tricky one because you can't see the trailer. You can't read about it actually. The movie doesn't really have a narrative, but it's more or less about the dying man who is like visiting his past,
Mm,
and everything is kind of floating. So the only thing you are kind of part of is his kind of not dream, but how you say like memory.
mm,
And it's a reflection also of his memory. So it's really like, and I believe if I had seen that movie yesterday and you had seen the movie yesterday and we were talking about it, no matter if you liked it or not, if I asked you, what did you think the movie was about? I think you will come back to me and say something completely different than I'm saying to you. And that's what is with Tarkovsky is that I think he is the best director who ever lived because he managed to put like the fourth wall kind of thing where you're breaking it, but you don't break it talking to the audience. You're more breaking it by giving it kind of a, a feeling more than a narrative or a story. So it's a tricky one to. I don't want to sell it either because it's something you should see if you feel you want to experience something new.
hmm
Um,
Something different.
Something really different. And there is a scene in Mirror that probably people have seen on YouTube. I've even seen Americans put dialogue on that scene, like, or I don't know if it's American, but put American dialogue on the scene. That is one of the most famous scenes ever created on in movies. It's shot in a way that if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like floating through a room and go outside, and you don't see the cut between, And this was before they could do CGI work to
Mm.
to do stuff like that. And it's a dreamy movie, I would say, and it puts really heavy feelings when I watch it. I only seen it 2 times, but it's a movie I'm always looking forward to see. But every time I want to put it on, I have a feeling I want to watch Mirror now just to experience once more. I just can't because it tears my soul apart. But you're
Mm.
happy in a way in the ending because it has sort of a happy ending.
Yeah.
Um,
So I like those kind of films that makes you feel a certain way.
yeah,
Sometimes you need to have your soul torn apart to make you feel something different.
it is, and I think if you have experienced any of the things he have experienced that he goes back to in the film, I have experienced one of those things, the loss of my mother. He doesn't lose his mother in the same way here, but it's the feeling he managed to take from that just put me straight back to the time period when I lost my mother.
Mm.
So I never seen anything like Mirror. I was picking between this one. I didn't put the other one in the stack because I want to choose one or another since I talked about both of those. But it's Dreams from Kurosawa. That movie I also love, but it's a different film though. But both of them are more about the feelings than the story itself.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is Sound of Metal.
Oh,
This
fuck, I
one
haven't seen it.
is
Oh.
from 2019, and it's got a great performance from the lead actor. It's also got Olivia Cook in it as his girlfriend, and they are performers in I want to say it's a metal band, maybe a punk band, a metal band. Anyways, loud music, and his character named Ruben is going deaf, and you start experiencing the deafness, what's going on in his hearing, and then how that leads him through his life through this. I guess it's probably like a couple of weeks. The film takes place through a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and his struggle with losing his hearing and how it affects his relationship. And actually, it probably goes a little bit longer than a month because different things happen. But have you ever seen this one?
I haven't, and me and you have talked about it before, actually.
Yes, 100%. You've got to check that one out. But the way that they've done the film, the way they do the audio and the sound kind of puts you into his place to where you can experience what he's going through and just the struggle of him wanting to be able to um, keep things the way they were before his hearing loss with his relationship, his music. And it's just a really sad story, but I really enjoyed it.
Would you compare that film? I haven't seen it, Tony, as you know, but would you compare that film with? Oh shit! What's the name of that film with the bald guy and the kid that plays music?
Yeah,
Plays
man,
drums.
yeah. What's it called? I know exactly what you're talking about. No,
Would you
I would not compare that to that movie. It's
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. What's the
Yeah.
name of that movie? All of a sudden, I can't think of it. I'm sure someone in the chat, Whiplash.
Yeah, Whiplash was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen Whiplash once. I've seen Sound of Metal 3 times. That's how
Mm.
much I enjoyed it. Whiplash, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, but I do probably need to revisit Whiplash. But to me, Sound of Metal had more of it's more of a character study and more personable with that one character. So, which I guess Whiplash would be about the same.
Is it on 4K? The Sound of
It
Metal.
is.
Or-
It
I need
is.
to grab that one at one point. Orbit DVD next time.
Yes.
Yeah, we read that. So, Sarah, thanks, Tony and Gizmo. I need this more. Yeah, that we read this once. Where we were, let's see. Corey. I think I hope I didn't jump over anyone now. Yeah, that was the last one, right? Broadcast News is a very good movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I will take notes. Come on, Anthony, you got to beat it out of him. Yeah, you live closer to him than me. Hey, Prince, welcome.
Hey, Prince.
Good morning to my favorite uncle and my favorite cat. Thank you. What are your thoughts on Peeping Tom, Tony, and Gizmo?
I have not seen Peeping Tom yet.
Oh, okay. I like it, but I think it's a little bit dated, to be honest. And I'm not saying that often on films, but it has that really noisy sound that they use in old kind of thrillers and horror. You know, that sound that got into the ear. But I like the film a lot. I have it from. I didn't pick up the Criterion. I think it was released in 4K now. Actually.
Studio Canal release.
No, I don't have that either. I think I have it on a Blu-ray from. Is it Indicator or somebody released it earlier?
I don't think Indicator put it out.
There is one of those boutiques company that released it, because that was one of like the first year I started collecting the boutiques
Okay.
companies. Maybe you read.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I just wasn't aware of it.
No, I'm not sure either. But it's one of those Eureka or Indicator, or maybe early. I don't know. I can find out afterwards. People are saying hi to Prince. And Prince, now I'm getting my. Oh shit! What's the name of the film that my cousin always loved? The with Prince, Purple Rain. I'm getting it in the mail soon, so I will tell you what I think about it as a grown up. Have you seen it, Tony?
No.
Okay. I don't know much about it. I know I must have seen it with my cousin, because she was always talking about him. Tiana says, I love Moonstruck.
It's a good one.
But you said it was did you say musical, drama, comedy, or
No,
was it
not a musical at all.
Okay.
Just a dark drama
Yeah.
about a family in New York.
And then I would probably like it more if it was, in case it was a musical. My favorite Criterion Collection movie are Mulholland Drive, Sex Lies and Videotapes, Dress to Kill, Fat Girls. I have. Oh wait, is that with the big the black girl from like 2000, mid 2000 maybe? Maybe I'm mixing. Thief, Night of the Hunter, and Blue is the Warmest Color. That's a good one. I don't actually. I have it on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray. Have you seen that one, Tony?
I have not. No, I've seen Night of the Hunter, which is excellent. I've seen Thief. I need to rewatch it. I've seen Sex Lies and Videotape back when it was first released in the theater. I haven't seen it since. But have you ever seen Sex Lies and Videotape?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
James
you like
Spader, was it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, what's her name?
Yeah, I
Andy
know. McDowell. No,
Andy
is it McDowell?
Andy McDowell. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What happened to her?
I don't know.
She was in a lot of stuff, and
Yeah, she was.
she was really beautiful. Moonstruck is a must-watch.
Yeah, Prince has got a new image on his. I think I don't think I've ever seen that image on his avatar.
Oh, he has it on Instagram, not on his page, but maybe he has it on his page. I've seen it before, I think. Moonstruck's pretty good movie. I need to see that. I see now. And Tony, to be honest, when you ask me stuff like that, I remember I had it on VHS. It could be a possibility that I never saw it also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say
I think it's one of Nicolas Cage's first films.
Yeah, right. Was it before that Vampire Kiss movie? Do you know?
Oh no, it was after.
Okay, that's one I need to see. Moonstruck, pretty good movie. Yeah. What's up, Tex? Let's see. They're saying hi, Texas, and Peeping Tom and Jerry. Yeah, that's another movie. Tony, do you have these movies in your collection? Criterion, Days of Heaven, Malcolm X, Don't Look Now.
Mm-hmm. So I've seen Days of Heaven, which I love. Days of Heaven. It's a great film. I've seen it probably about 3 times. Malcolm X I've never seen, but I do have that one. I think I'm just real hesitant because it's such a long movie. But I need to sit down and watch that. And then I've seen Don't Look Now. I really enjoyed that one also.
Days of Heaven, is that the one with Tommy Lee Jones, or?
Days of Heaven is the one with Richard Gere, where they're travelers and they're working a field for an expanded period of time and different things that happen.
Okay, I need to look it up afterwards. I know the title. Sound of Metal is a great one.
Yes.
Is it an American film, or?
It is, yes.
Yeah. I love that America has made a lot of good independent films like the last 10 years, because that makes up for a lot of those shitty studio films. So it's been a lot of good independent films from America the last 15 years, I would say. I have a disability myself, so I have a disability myself, so I can definitely relate to Sound of Metal.
Yep.
He doesn't have hearing, isn't it? Was that what you said?
You're right. Losing his hearing.
Oh, he's losing it in the film.
Yeah.
The Hidden Fortress from '58. Yeah, isn't that Kurosawa? That's the one that Star Wars is loosely where he got a lot of inspiration from. I wonder if I saw that when I had a box set from Artificial Eye. I went through all of his films on that one. Whiplash, yeah, Whiplash is a great one. Yeah, it is a really good one. I have talked to Tony with these in my collection, but I only have four of them. First cow, maybe. No, first time the day we got back from Florida, I got Dazed and Confused by number 336. Then I went half price books. Dazed and Confused is a really good film. I almost picked it out.
Mm-hmm.
Triangle of Sadness, I haven't seen that. Thank you, Tony. That's a really fun one.
Yeah, that was one of my recommendations during that week I was doing videos.
Yeah.
It's I like movies that are different, that have like a different structure. So I like the way that they did that one.
I love Woody Harrelson in that film, and I also love the satire, everything with the movie, with the satire, with the who is the boss, and everything. It's actually Swedish, that film. It's made by Ruben Östlund. He did a movie, Tony, you should check out. If you haven't seen it, though, you probably have it. It's called, sorry, I'm just thinking. It's Force Majeure, I think it's called, the English title for it. I don't know if Criterion has it, but it's a really good. That's his best work, I think. It's like a not earthquake, but what do you call it when you have avalanche or when the snow is coming down?
Avalanche.
Yeah, that's what the movie is about, because we have two couples there. It's a really good one. Or have you seen it?
And that's from the same director from Triangle of Sadness. I'll have to look it up and see.
Yeah. I'm watching Triangle of Sadness for Dolly De Leon.
I guess the person in the film.
I don't remember that. Or I don't know who that is, actually. Blood Sample is the only Criterion I've seen. I need to change that.
Yes.
Yeah. I found the Rolling Stones Gimme Shelter year went to while my dad and I took me around. She worked for group homes. I went to Barnes & Noble. I spotted 12 Angry Men, Sidney Loomis. Yeah, 12 Angry Men is a great one. I almost picked it out for for my stack as well.
Yeah, I almost did too, but I didn't. Hey, guy.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Cayman. I was going to... That's my face, uncle. To Die For, Walk-In and Matt Damon. Gus Van Sant by him. It's a lot of good ones, Sarah, that you're saying here. Gizmo, talk to me about Axel. Fuck him. Sorry, no, I love Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. I think the third one, I rewatched it. Like, I just tell this quick, Tony. When I was a kid and I saw Beverly Hills Cop 3, I loved that film, to be honest. I loved it. I think I went to the cinema 2 times to see it. But when I rewatched it, like maybe 8 years later or something, I don't remember exactly the time, I thought it was a big pile of poop. But I promise, I think it was Anthony. I will watch it again just to check it out again. I think it was Anthony. But I didn't like the fourth one. And I had the same problem with the fourth one as I have with Bad Boys 4, 3, is that I find it strange that we are going back with the same characters and they are kind of acting a little bit the same, if that makes sense. It just feels wrong.
Well, that's kind of what I liked about the later Bad Boys films, and also with Axel F. Just the nostalgia from the other films, kind of puts you in that same feeling. And I think that's what they were kind of going for. So to me, I think they did a good job with that. It may not be the best of movies, but it's fun to watch.
But I think I'm not. I think many people I know many people in Norway also love the nostalgia part of those things. But I've never been a fan of that. I like to keep things as treasures from the past, and rather build up new stories where they kind of get stuff from the same treasures, but don't come out with Terminator 6 today. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call it something else and make something new. I don't know. Yeah.
I think what they do is they overdo it to where, they just need to do one follow-up film later on. They don't need to keep doing them like they've been doing with the Bad Boys films.
Yeah.
They need to stop. We've had that nostalgia, we've enjoyed it. They don't need to keep them coming just because they were big blockbusters for the film industry. But same way with this Axel F. I think one and done. That should be it for them. They don't need to keep doing these films.
The rating over here, at least I've seen, has only been 1 out of 6, like the dice throws from every critic I've seen over here. Everybody hated it over here, and I saw the movie before I read the critics over here, and I didn't like it. I gave it 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would probably give it 2 out of 10 if it wasn't that I love Eddie Murphy so much, because I really dig him as an actor. I think he has been one of the most unlucky actors in the world, actually, that he has been cast in so many terrible films from the mid-90s up to now, because they could have used him in a much better way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went off here. And another thing, Tony, also about the film, because I closed my eyes when I was watching it, listening to the cool beat of, the theme song. But they used it like 7 times in the film, even more, I think. And I got tired of it. It was like, okay, you're hitting me again with it.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure you remembered what you were watching.
But it was cool the first time. I got actually chills the first time. I love it. It's one of the best, actually, intro songs.
It is.
You're all doing good. Hey, Wrangler. Oh, yeah, he was here earlier. Sorry. Russell saying hi. 7 Samurai is so long. It is, but I like it. But I don't think it's the best. Actually, I will talk about another one soon that I think is better. You have seen Seven Samurai, Tony?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Have you seen any of his films?
Not that I can recall, no.
I'm still have one film, and I have it in the collection. I haven't seen it yet, and that's that masterpiece, they say.
I do have them in the collection. They're not my go-to whenever it's time for me to open up a new movie to watch. With the Criterion, anything that has subtitles, I kind of lean away from.
Yeah. Oh, anything that has subtitles.
For the most part, unless it's just, and I know this is probably a masterpiece. So, but if it's something everybody's talking about, then I'll watch it with the subtitles. But to me, I may have explained this before. I've got astigmatism, so if I'm reading the words on the screen, I can't see what's going on with the story. So it's almost like I'm missing the movie because I'm having to read the screen.
Okay. No, but that's fair. I use subtitles even though I understand English. I often use it just to read because I'm so used to it since I was a kid,
Yeah.
Sydney, choose one: Dazed and Confused or the Breakfast Club for me. But I love both.
For me.
I love both of them. Pops, welcome, man. Hope you're good.
Yeah.
Driving and listening to. Hope everything is well. Yeah, same to you, man. Okay, man. Moonstruck has the Cage factor.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. I was thinking of Prison. Holland says Triangle of Sadness is one of my least favorite movies on Criterion. It's fair for Holland. Force Majeure, yes. Yeah. He also did a movie called Play that I didn't like that much. And he did that movie afterwards. The long one that you probably seen. The big one he did. Man, I was bored. With a ape guy standing on the table just throwing drinks and trying to molest people in the party. That scene is so famous. The Square is the name of the film.
No.
You probably have it in the collection.
No.
No, but what I just said now is just a small scene in the film, and there's no nudity in the entire film.
Yeah. But I don't have that. You said the name of it, Square?
I think it's The Square. It's called. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, it has a big one. He won the Cannes prize and everything. Princess, today hashtag is Criterion Cave. Hold on. Dolly is the woman who's in charge on the beach.
Okay.
What movie was that again?
Triangle of Sadness.
Oh, okay. The angry one that has that young kid in the wagon, or what you call. Thoughts on Equinox 1970.
Never seen it.
I never heard about that one. Should I be ashamed, Wrangler? Give me shit in the chat now. Cayman says, not all Criterions have special features. I purchased the game hoping it would have extra feature to explain the film. Didn't even have commentary or subtitles.
Yeah, the game's a great movie, but yeah, it's very lackluster as far as extras.
I have the Arrow Academy one, the limited edition I have. Do you have that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The book almost. It's almost like
I love the game. It's a good one. I gave Axel a 4 out of 5. Well, I'm happy that you liked it. I wish I did. 18 watching, 13 likes. Please hit the like button. Thank you, K-Man. Anthony says, I used to love Beverly Hills Cop 3 when I was a kid as well, Gizmo. I think it's because the tone is so much lighter than the first two films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the opening is still fun. But I haven't seen it for years, though. But when he's at that park.
Amusement park.
Yeah, I remember I loved that one when I saw it again as well. But people are saying hi. Cayman Axel 4 also kept repeating my misspent youth over and over as well. Hi, Del.
Hey, Del.
Breakfast Club, Dazed and Confused. Oh, he picked Dazed and Confused.
No, he picked Breakfast Club is greater than Dazed and Confused.
Oh, that's what it means when you do it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I learn something new every day. I just gave away a copy of Dazed and Confused and giving away another Criterion.
Nice.
I just love the tone in Dazed and Confused, but The Breakfast Club is one of my favorite films. Marrowbone is for next week, Uncle. Thank you again.
Hope you enjoy it.
That's the horror film, right?
Yeah.
I have it on DVD, I think. I don't have it on Blu-ray. Okay, so my next title is the only box set I put in the stack, actually, but it's Lone Wolf and Cub. So this was because we were just talking about Seven Samurai. And I probably speak over all the people in the chat now, but I actually rewatched Seven Samurai just maybe 2 years ago or something when I went through the box set. And I gotta say that I like Lone Wolf and Cub better. I think the Japanese film from I think it started in 78 to 83 or something like that. Well, anyway, but my recommendation for people, actually, and I know I also get shit by recommending this from people who love this series. I got it from my girlfriend, actually, the only Criterion she ever bought me. My recommendation to people is actually the opposite what other people recommend. I recommend you to watch Shogun Assassin before you watch Lone Wolf and Cub, because then you will love these films. That's where I started. And Shogun Assassin is probably my favorite Japanese samurai kind of movie ever made. Have you seen that one, Tony?
I haven't.
Even if you are into subtitles or anything, it's not that much talking in those films. And it's more or less about the daddy and his kid walking around, or not. They're not even always walking, but he always had the kid with him fighting. When I sold it last time to a friend of mine that also loved it after he saw it, is that I think about it a little bit like 300, Zack Snyder's 300, and I love that film. But this is a little bit longer, of course. It's 8 films, or how many? 2, 4, 6 films. Plus the Shogun Assassins, that is actually a recut of the 2 first films put together. But I compare those two because the stakes are just getting wilder and wilder. And I would say, like, when he meets those, I don't remember the name of them, but they are like some crazy ass killers that goes after him. The entire story arc around that is just so amazing. It's almost like the great dinosaurs coming from the bottom of Africa or whatever in 300, as they tell. It's just going into fantasy territory. it's bloody as hell, and it's like it's blood splatter every time the sword just touches somebody.
Mm.
And it's and the kid is also so cute. And you were talking when I was actually looking at this cover, because I was thinking, okay, this is the next one, and you were saying about another film, Moonstruck, I think it was, that was like a dark and sad story. It was one of the films, at least. And I was actually thinking, I never thought about it, but every time I've seen Shogun Assassins, and at least the two first films, because it's cut together, it always gets me in a way, because I'm always terrified something bad will happen to his son. And I don't know. I can't recommend this enough to people out there. It's amazing.
Mhm.
I only seen it one time, all of these films, after I got the Criterion. But when I was a kid, I could put these films on any day of a week and watch them, and it didn't matter which order I put them in either. They are,
Yeah. So
and
I
I'm mm,
so I have that set.
yeah.
So it has two films in it and then another film.
Yeah, it has Shogun Assassin in here as well, but the in here you have all of these films, as you see here.
Okay.
It's six films. Watch the first two films, because that's kind of a story that is put together. The third one starts over. It could be released as a own kind of movie, but it has a summon up in the film as well. But yeah. But another thing I would just say quick is that when I watched films back in the days, I showed you this earlier, Tony, but I watched it on old Norwegian VSS copies. And these films, I don't know the running time for Blowout, but on Norwegian running time is 1 hour and 47 minutes. Every movie was cut in Norway. So when I watched Lone Wolf and Cop back in the days, they were cut so much that there wasn't anything in the film at all. Like it wasn't violent at all. People were just dead. He met someone and they were just dead in the end of the scene. But when I watched Shogun Assassin for the first time, and that's the reason I think I love that film so much, is because there were blood everywhere. And it was just a crazy. I think the Norwegian censorship department forgot to cut that one, or else I got a legal copy. I have no idea. But sorry, I went off here. Yes.
Okay. So my next one is, of course, Blood Simple. This is one of my favorites, Joel and Ethan Coen film. I believe this might be their first film, but it's got Emmett Walsh in it, which is a great character. What this is about is a woman has been having an affair, and the her husband owns this bar that the guy that she's having the affair with works at, and it's just a pursuit of trying to kill this person. And the way that the story ensues is really interesting. It looks great. It's almost like a noir type film. Have you ever seen this one, Gizmo?
No, I know. I wanted to see that for years, but I'm just looking
Yeah.
up if I order it. I forgot to order it also. I need to order that one.
Yeah, this must be seen. It's really dark and gritty. There's a really long scene in it that's amazing. Really, there's so many good scenes in this movie.
Would you call it a crime film or a thriller?
Yeah, it's definitely a crime film. Got a lot of great scenes in it.
Yeah. I promise you, Tony. I will. That's one for sure. I will pick up. Okay, so my next one is a movie that I recommended many times on my stream. No one listened to me, but and it's because of one word I always say: musical. But remember, I'm not the biggest fan of musicals at all, but it's the lure. This movie, man, I was shocked when I saw it. Have you seen it, Tony?
No, but I see it all the time in the store.
Okay. Yeah. It's from Poland from 2015, and I actually talked to the woman who directed it. I contacted her to ask if she wanted to do a conversation on my channel, and Agnika Smoshnikov, I think it was, something like that. I want to know more about how she got the idea and everything. Of course, the story is based on Jose Andersson's fairy tale from I think it's the early 1800s, about the Little Mermaid.
Mm.
And this is the best Little Mermaid story I've ever seen. I think I actually will put it higher than the Disney version, but they are completely different. I love the Disney Little Mermaid as well. I gotta admit that, but this one is dark, it's horror, and it's weird.
Same story though. Basically the same kind of story.
Basically, the same story without the ending of the original fairy tale. I don't know if have you ever read the original fairy tale?
No.
No, I don't know if you can spoil it because it's one of the most famous fairy tales ever. But the original fairy tale ends in a much darker way than the Disney one does. As all the Disney films, they erase the ending to make it more lighter. Because the old fairy tales from the 1800s, they were horror stories for kids. But this woman, I've only seen one other film from her, Fuga or something like that. It's hard. I don't know how to say it, but it was a okay movie, I would say. But the lure, it's really her masterpiece so far, and I'm looking forward to see what she can bring to the table because I was in love with the characters here, and it feels so like we call it for Østblockland is kind of like the East Block, how you say it in American or English. It's like the territory of Poland, Ukraine, Russia, those territories. They make movies kind of cold, and she have capitalized on that, but still put some kind of West movie magic into the mix here, and special effects in this movie is amazing. The mermaids look sexy and creepy at the same time. They are so but the best thing in the entire film, if you see this one, to everybody out there, is performance from I think she's the leader of this place where they have the dancing and singing. Her performance reminded me actually, and this came out before the Joker, but I kind of put them together with Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, because she is so amazing in this film. The production design, everything is just amazing. And in this release, you also get 2 shorts. That both of them were interesting, but they were not up to the level as the main feature. But I highly, highly recommend people to check this out because I think this is a movie that no one will hate, but you will have people who love it or think it's okay. We had it at a B movie night, and everybody at the B movie night loved the film.
And when you say it's a musical, is it just a musical throughout the whole thing, or is there, because you have musicals where the entire dialogue is musical, or is it just
No,
spurts
no,
of?
no, 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 no. It's 4 songs in the entire film, I think.
Okay.
And I think they actually capitalize a little bit on that as well to make it more weird. I think the movie would have been better without the music numbers, to be honest. But it makes it also kind of weirder in a way. So yeah. This has one song in it that you will never forget. The lyrics I can't sing, but the beat I will never get out of my head. Yeah.
So my next one is Badlands from 1973. This one stars Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, which I really enjoy. Sissy Spacek, I think she's a great actress. But this is about this guy who kind of gets involved with this young girl because that's what she is. And this is takes place back in the 50s. And just I'm trying to figure out how you would say it. They kind of go on a crime spree because he is a criminal and she's just looking for some excitement in her life, and she's taken up with this older person. It's kind of cringy in a way because she's so much younger than he is. But it's a very violent. It's a violent film, violent story, but very well told. It's a Terrence Malick film. And I don't know, have you ever seen this one, Gizmo?
I haven't, but I've seen the poster since the first time I went into Criterion's page, I think.
Yeah. It's a good one. I really enjoyed it. It's not nasty or dirty. It's just it's a crime type film.
But when did you say it was from?
Crime spree. It's from 1972.
Okay. 70s is great.
1973, actually.
Yeah. Martin Sheen is also great. Always liked him.
Yeah.
Sydney, what do you call her again? Sydney, the actress in the
Sissy Spacek.
Sissy, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
She's also good.
She was in Carrie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, she's good. Hey, Ali, welcome. Always
yeah.
happy when I see Ali and Anthony together in the chat, and it's happy time. Okay, Anthony, say hi. Cayman says, I didn't really care for Don't Look Now. A lot of hype from my perspective.
It's a slow one.
But I think it's creepy. It managed to. I think it's like it put a nerve to me. Lone Wolf and Cub is awesome. Seven Samurai is iconic, but it drags. Yeah. Oh, I'm super happy that you also think that. I love Lone Wolf and Cub. It's it's from my childhood. Ranla, the Elephant Man is good. Yeah, it's a good one. I don't have it from Criterion, but I have the movie. Hey, Johnny, it's a long time. All 6 films in that Lone Wolf Cub set should be seen by anyone who appreciates films in general, in my opinion. The best Criterion I have in my entire Criterion. Yeah, I don't know if I think it's the best. I know I have a movie coming next year that I think is better, but they are just as good together. Like, they are totally different. I totally agree with you, Johnny. It's Tony needs.
I need to watch. I need to watch it.
You need to do.
I need to watch them.
But Johnny, you have probably seen Shogun Assassin. Would you recommend to Tony to see the movies first and then Shogun Assassin, or the other way around? Because I did now recommend him to see Shogun Assassin. I know that spoils the 2 first films, but anyhow, tell us. Tells us, I only seen the first Lone Wolf. I need to see the rest. Yeah, and it just goes crazier though, just so you know. And Del, have you seen Shogun Assassin? Cayman, I'm just gonna to guess Bound will not be an Allen list because of the Tilly factor on her gums aren't on fire.
Yeah. So Alan's not a big fan of Meg Tilly or the other Tilly.
Tiffany.
Jennifer
Tilly, is it?
Yeah. He's not a big fan of the Tilly sisters.
Oh, I didn't know there were sisters.
Oh, are they sisters? I thought they were.
Probably. I don't keep up with that, but that's cool to know. Johnny, the man, the myth, the legend, Hall & Oates. Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Corey says Blood Simple is great. Ali also like Blood Simple. Dang good Coen brother film that doesn't get discussed much. That was actually part of YouTube, because I don't think I have heard anybody talk about Blood Simple before people on YouTube started talking about it. So I'm happy.
I've got another Coen Brothers film to discuss later on.
Okay, I don't want to bet. Would you call Blood Simple a neo-noir?
Definitely.
I recently got Blood Simple. I watched it for the first time this month. I'll be watching it. Yeah. I need to get that. I thought I had pre-ordered it, but no. It got out like some months ago, right?
It's been out for a long time on Blu-ray, but now they got a 4K release.
Yeah, it was the 4K I was thinking.
Yeah, I haven't upgraded to 4K. I'm fine with the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. I need the 4K on that one since it's out now on 4K now. Alice says the cinematography in Blood Simple is breathtaking. You hear, Tony? You need it on 4K. Never heard of The Lure. What I would say is that I wish that more people actually watch it. You have like streaming services in America that is crazy good. We don't have stuff like that over here, but you have Tubi and stuff like that. Test it out, check it. If you hate it, okay. But I haven't heard anybody talk about it. A foreign language musical will be very difficult to appreciate the rhythm and the inflection. Well, the rhythms is pretty much the same, Cayman, in any country, but inflections. I don't know what that means, but I think.
And I'm thinking that these, the foreign language musicals would be in their language, so it would probably flow just fine. I think if it was being dubbed in an English language, it might be kind of weird.
But it's in Polish also, so nobody knows Polish except the Polish people. So for me, it was just weird. Very well said, Kim. Gizmo, I'm sorry for your loss. I lost both of my grandparents. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. My went away early. Come on, Tony. I know you're going to hold up after hours 4K.
Nope.
Just, I never understood that fee.
Oh, FYI, for your information.
For your information, was it? Yeah. If anyone sees Jeff, yeah, it's his birthday. We have already given him the birthday. We can do it again, of course. The Malik movies I've seen have been pretentious and boring. Ah, you mean the Thin Red Line and what was the other big one he had? I like them, but I love his dialogue in his films. It feels so natural in a poetry kind of way. So, and also when he blew his ass off in the Thin Red Line, you gotta admit that was a fun scene. Shogun Assassin is an edit of the first two films, mashed together and leaves out specific details. Watch the films as they are meant to be seen. Ah, okay. So you don't like Shogun Assassin? I think I have nostalgia for that one. I think that's the thing.
So really, if you see the first two, you wouldn't have to see Shogun Assassins because it's just a cut of both.
It is, but it was cut a lot later from different people, and it feels much more westernized, if that makes sense. I had the DVD right here. It's for me, I have so much nostalgia for it. So I love the Shogun Assassin as well. Sissy Spacey blew me away in Coal Miner's Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That one I saw earlier because I have it from Excalibur Media.
Mm.
It was difficult seeing her in other roles, and I have never seen Carrie.
Yeah, definitely check out Carrie Caveman. I think you would enjoy that. But she was very impressive in Coal Miner's Daughter. She did all the singing herself. She's portraying Loretta Lynn, and she did an excellent job.
And in Carrie, she's amazing. I have not seen Shogun Assassin. It's so funny to hear, actually, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe you can go back and take me on this, but I think Shogun Assassin was actually made for the American audience. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so, if I remember rightly. Guys, she is awesome in Carrie, yeah. Reading versus singing would be the big difference as far as appreciation of how the phrases are cleverly put together. I haven't seen Thin Red Line. I've seen The New World and Tree of Life. I haven't seen Tree of Life, Del, so I can't speak about that.
I saw The New World. That thing was a barrier to get through.
I saw it on cinema, and I will not revisit. I agree. That's the Pocahontas story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was boring as hell. And sorry for all the lovers out there, but it was hard to get through. But the Thin Red Line, have you seen that one, Tony?
No.
And that one is really good, I think. Agree, Del. Sis is awesome in Carrie. 100% Gizmo. On Shogun Assassin, yeah. Well, I don't typically do horror. Carrie. No, but the funny thing with Carrie just came in quick is that I would say the first two acts of the film is not much horror, without spoiling anything. Okay, so it's my turn now, right? So my next film is, of course, the one that Anthony has to shit on. No, he hasn't seen it, so I don't care. But it's Come and See. On my top 10 list, at least. I actually was thinking of not including it today since I've been talking about it so much over time, but I have to. I think this is maybe the best movie ever made, but it's at least on my top 10 list of best movies ever. It's from 1985. Elem Klimov directed it, and Soviet Union, wouldn't say Russia because this was before Russia was a thing. It's definitely my favorite war movie of all time, and also the most intense film I've ever seen. The story is more or less, gotta say this right, the story is more or less about this little boy. He's kind of it's hard to tell. I don't think they say it in the film, but I will bet he's around 11, 12 maybe a little bit older, I don't know, but he looks really young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you have seen this, Tony, so
Mm-hmm.
so help me if I'm saying anything wrong. But I think he finds this rifle in the forest. Like this is an old kind of weapon he finds, and that's the kind of kickoff for him, choosing in one way, but another way is forced to go into war, about the Second World War. So without spoiling anything, if you know anything about the Second World War and what the Belarus area went through, and Russia or Soviet Union in general, I think it must be in one of the roughest time on planet Earth's history. I think I can even put it higher than the Roman Empire when they were in war. It's an insane film, and the first time I saw it, it was hard to hold the tears back watching this. And I think if you see this film, and sorry if I attack anybody now, but I think if you see this film and you don't feel any emotion in your soul watching this, I think you should watch. You should go to a psychiatrist. Is that the word?
Mhm.
Because this movie teared me apart. And I want to revisit it many times. Only seen it 2 times, 3 times now actually, because I saw it last year. But this is a movie I want to revisit every 6 months or something, but I can't. It's too heavy for my soul
Mhm.
to take. It's and that's what I love about this. Another thing I will just say about it that I think is it's important to have in the back head is that I don't think the director had any real life, except his family, like how you say it, like from the war, that the thing that happened. But I think if you read a little bit what was going on between the Russians and the Soviet Union people and the Nazi during the time period, and you know that just in that area, in that place, this happens, over 3 million of the population died. 3 million. And that's like in that area, it means that 1/3 of all people living there died during this time period. And seeing this young boy going from that innocent, just playing around in the mud in the beginning there with the young girl he meets, to becoming this 70 years old dude in the ending in his face.
Yeah.
I still don't know what's going on, how they managed to pull that off. It's
Yeah.
insane.
You just look at that cover. I think that cover would. I think what they could have done with that cover, if they would have made it lenticular and had him as a young boy, and then you move
Yeah,
it, and he ages, because
that would be freaky.
that's what the war did to him. Now, the only other, so I love that film also. You know, I've seen it a couple of times, just like you said.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen Empire of the Sun before?
I have. I love that film as
So
well.
that's one that almost puts me in the mindset of what this is a lot. This isn't as harsh as what that one was, but
Mm.
Empire of the Sun's one that I think everybody should check out. Also, got a great performance with Christian Bale as a young boy,
Yeah,
and it's a hard story. Also, it's showing someone gradually from the war, from the beginning of the war to the end, and how that war has changed him physically and emotionally, and how it changes people. And that's one film that I thought kind of reminded me of Come and See.
yeah. I will also say a boy with a strip in a strip pajamas, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Have you
boy
seen
in
it?
striped pajamas.
That's also kind of similar in the ending, because that movie also tear my soul apart.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh,
movie.
I would just say one more thing about this, and sorry that I'm rambling. I've talked about this every time on stream almost, but I'm from Norway. We are just the same as Americans. We have like the Russian border next to us. So for us, my grandparents always told me bad things about the Russians for no damn reason at all. But it's just been like that. The Russians are the evil, the Norwegians are the good. There is no reason for it. The Russians saved us during the Second World War, but it saved everybody. But the thing with Come and See is that this is just like the movie you hold up earlier, Tony. I don't remember which it was, but you can tell this story in the Vietnam War, in any war.
Hmm.
It's just the trip seen from this little innocent boy's perspective. And I know I'm giving something away now, but is it okay to give a little spoiler away that I don't hear many people talk about with this film? You know the ending when they have captured this is a spoiler. I will talk fast now, so 30 seconds. Close your ears. The ending when they had captured the German Nazi soldiers under the bridge, they are killing them there, right? And the thing is that ending tore me apart as well, because you can see in the faces of these Nazi soldiers, they were also just human beings.
People. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have seen all the evil shit through the entire film, and suddenly you see the evil people are just humans as well.
They are.
It's not like in Saving Private Ryan where you have that dude, coming back and trying to stab the dude in the ending, that's it. I love Saving Private Ryan, but that scene kind of ruined it a little bit for me, because I was hoping that he was going to, you know what I mean? It just felt like it led to some. But anyway, war is hell for everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry. What do you have, Tony?
Okay. The next one I'm going to talk about is The Heiress. Now, this one is from
Never seen that before.
This is from 1949.
Can you take it closer to the camera? I've never seen that poster at all.
No. So take a good look at this person. So,
Yeah.
so this is about a shy woman who is going to inherit a fortune when her father dies, but she's really plain. Everybody that she knows tells her how plain she is. She can't find a husband. She can't find a boyfriend. She's just too plain. And the people in this time period, which I don't really know what time period this is kind of set in. But the thing about it is people take advantage of her because of her fortune that she's going to inherit. But she doesn't care about that. She wants to find true love, romance. She wants to be appreciated for who she is, not the way she looks, not for the money that they're going to get from her. And it just kind of shows that how cruel people can be, and how people that are just after the money can do things. So I think it's a really good story. I enjoyed this one. I don't even know why I bought this one, but somebody recommended it to me, and I just really enjoyed it.
Is it from India or something like that?
No, it's American.
She looks so, you know what I
She
mean?
does. It's the way she's dressed. It's I want to say that, yeah, I can't even remember the period. I want to say it's almost like maybe it probably says it, but I can't read because I can't see very well. But I want to say that maybe it takes place in maybe the 30s and 40s, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like that with a picture frame they put on the cover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's played by Olivia de Havilland, who was in Gone with the Wind. Really great performance. I never heard anybody talk about this film until it came out on Criterion, and I would highly recommend people check it out. It's a great story.
Is it an old release from them? Because I've never seen the cover before.
No, it's a new release. It came out last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think it came out last year.
Is it one more title before we take the chat, or is it the chat now?
Yeah, it's one more title.
Okay.
But it's only going to be you talking about this title, because my next one was going to be Make Way for Tomorrow. So since we've already talked about it, you can just talk about your next one.
Okay. So my next one is an American-French production. I say American-French. It was mostly like the money came from France, but I think director is American, if I'm not mistaken, and it's David Lynch, Lost Highway.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is a regular one that everybody talks about with Criterion, and I was thinking of leaving it out, but I couldn't. It's my favorite David Lynch film. I do put Twin Peaks higher than this, but that's not a film. What I will say about this quick is I look at it more as an experimental film turning into a mainstream film more than a mainstream film using experimental stuff in it, because I've heard so many people who have seen this film just scratching like their head and say, what the hell did I watch? But I do think if you get sucked into the universe, and if you can just let go of the kind of narrow storyline that you're used to in movies, this is as close to perfection as you can come. I just love the kind of film noir style they use, especially in the apartment. uh, and what's her name? Patricia
Marquette.
Arquette. Yeah, thank
Mhm.
you. And Bill Pullman, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Patricia Arquette is amazing in this film. Bill Pullman is good, but I don't think he is kind of the star of the film, because I think it's her you go out from the film remembering. Um, yeah, I think this is as close as perfect you can come as a experimental mainstream film, if that's even possible to say. It's a movie I've seen so many times, uh, and there is actually, that what's his called again, the Mystery Man or something like that, the guy in the film that's. Um,
I've never seen it.
oh, you haven't seen it? Yeah,
Mm-mm.
okay.
I've got it in the collection. I just never watched it.
I don't remember his character name, Mystery Man or something like that. He's played by Robert. Is it Blank or Blake? Black.
Robert Blake.
Blake. Thank you. He because the movie is about a guy who gets accused of killing his wife, and we had that stream earlier on this one that's kind of messed up, because he was, some years later, he was accused of the same thing, killing his wife in real life. So that's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend Lost Highway. It's a movie I believe you can tell yourself if you haven't seen. And sorry, Tony, you haven't seen it, but you can see it.
Yeah.
That's one of those films you have to see just to say that you experience all cinema. Great American movie.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hey, Tony, have you seen Mulholland Drive?
I have. I've seen it once.
Did you like it, or?
I need to watch it again because I'm not a big. The style of his films are kind of hard for me to watch sometimes. Twin Peaks was a hard show for me to watch, but
Okay.
I watched the series. I watched Fire Walk with Me, the movie. I've seen some of his other films, but they're kind of strange in a way. And
Yeah.
that's probably what's kind of kept me from watching Lost Highway. It's because I'm not sure exactly what to expect, but I haven't always been the biggest fan
Okay.
of his style.
Yeah. No, I can see that. But the movie you were supposed to pick, hold up as your next one, you can just show it. Make way for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, right. Make Way for
Yeah.
Tomorrow, which we discussed about
Yeah.
the man and woman.
So everybody in the chat should check out that one. I'm not the biggest.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of those 2030s film in generally. I mean, sorry, but that movie I loved. And Tony recommended it to me probably 2 years ago or something. 1 year at least. It was. Dell says Carrie is not much of a horror in my opinion. Awesome movie, but much more religious satire and commentary. That scare flick. Super agree with you, Dell. It's an amazing film, I think. Corey, I get your point, Dell. Yeah. Another great Sissy Spacey role with Mel Gibson earlier role, The River.
It's a great one.
Haven't seen it.
There's another great one that I've been hoping would finally get a Blu-ray release. It's got Sissy Spacek. It's got Jessica Lange and
I
Diane
love Jessica
Keaton in
Lange.
it. It's called Crazy. I forgot what it's called all of a sudden. But anyway, Crimes of the Heart is an excellent film from the 80s. I really enjoyed that one.
Never heard about it. I'll go back to these streams and see recommendation. Another great, yeah. Johnny says, Come and See is a film that if it doesn't have any effect on you, then you probably need extensive therapy and you need to reevaluate your existence in this world. I totally agree, Johnny. It destroyed me. And it does every time I see it. One of my top 5 Criterion releases, Gizmo. Nice. Would you tell us, Johnny, what's the other ones? I'm interested to hear. I like your taste. Anthony says Carrie portrays a lot of real life horror that people put each other through when it comes to bullying and an overbearing, extreme religious mother. Great film. And the strange thing, when I watched Carrie last time, I actually understood the mother a little bit. I know I'm a psychopath. No, but she's terrified of the world. She is sick in her head, but
Yes, she is sick in the head.
she's really sick in her head, but she's terrified
There's
of
people
work.
like that. People are like that to where they don't want to leave their house.
Yeah.
They don't want their kids to go anywhere or do anything because of their own personal fears.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good story.
We have them in the south of Norway. Sorry if anybody in the south of Norway will see this, but everybody
Hey,
knows.
Chris.
Hey, Chris. Welcome, man. Hope you're good.
Chris did a great video the other day about his thoughts on collecting. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I saw it and commented to it also. I liked it. Cayman says, looks like Carrie will be showing up on the Something Rotten. Nice.
Yeah, Cayman needs to pick it out.
Will be fun to hear your thoughts on that one, Cayman. And sorry that I didn't answer you, Cayman, the other day. I was so tired. I did answer you some days later, I believe. Chris says, it was right after the Rotten, I think. Chris says, Come and See is a great one. Very disturbing, yeah. Yo, guy, my Mr. Walker. Sorry. I'm just seeing. War is hell. On my work break. You all take care. Enjoy weekend. Same to you, Chris.
You, Chris.
Enjoy work. I can't see you all. Me neither, Tony.
Yeah. I can't see y'all.
Anthony says, what are some titles you would love to see come to Criterion? It's a good question. I have an American title that I really want to see come to Criterion, and it's a silly title, but they have released some films lately that I will talk about when we get further on here that I felt wasn't Criterion when they released them, but then my brain started boggle, and then I found out that it's kind of cool, and it's Don't Tell Mom My Babysitter Is Dead.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think it's perfect for Criterion is because I don't know in America, but when that was released in Norway, it was a flop. People hated it. It was like really, really bad over here. But I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some titles like that has been released over the years, that people are shitting on everywhere. But suddenly when times go on, you find out that they have like this big, big cult following.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those films. I would say.
Yeah, that would be a great one. I'd be happy to see that.
Yeah. Do you have any, Tony, on top of your head?
Yeah, nothing that I can really think of. I'm really bad about trying to come up with titles. There's a lot of DVD titles that still has never made it to Blu-ray that I would still love to get a Blu-ray release.
1 Hour Photo, is that out on Blu-ray?
It is.
Okay, I just
It's a
have the
great
DVD.
one.
John Woo. All John Woo films should get Criterion. That would have been the most amazing release ever. Once a Thief, Hard Boiled, The Killer. Man, I would be in heaven. I'm just looking through my DVD on the side here. I'll just see if I have something else right away. No, I think I have many. But One Night at McCool's. I know people that's big in Norway because it's a Norwegian director and Andrew Dice Clay is in it. I love that film. Great question from Anthony. In Lost Highway, you come out remembering Arquette and Blake. Blake looks creepy as hell as the mystery man. Yeah, probably said something wrong. Yeah, I agree, Anthony. Super agree with you. Lynch does not feel like a Tony. But Tony, that's a question for me then from Lynch. Have you seen The Straight Story?
I haven't.
That one you will love. That's not like
Story.
Lynchy kind of movie. It's exactly what the title say. It's a straight story. But it's really good. I love that film. It's an amazing movie. It is. I don't have it actually. I need to get that one. Don't have it on DVD either. Princess, I'd like to say the Killer by the from the new from David Fincher. Yeah, but I know it's impossible.
Did you like The Killer?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It's not great, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, I think. Haven't seen Lost Highway. I saw Mulholland Drive years ago, and I'm still confused.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't like about it. I don't like being confused by the end of a movie.
Yeah,
And you have to watch it again and again.
yeah.
I ain't got time for that.
Well, I have a question for you that I never asked you before. What movie do you think you have in the collection, or what movie in general is the one you have seen the most? If you have to, like,
Goodness. Yeah, that'd be a hard one. I would think. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that one.
yeah,
There's a lot that I've seen a lot of,
Hmm.
but if you think about it for a while, maybe I haven't seen it as many times as I think I have, because there's so many movies that I've seen. But probably some movies from the 80s, 90s.
Have you ever gone to the cinema 2 times to see a movie?
I have. When The Color Purple came out, I went and saw it by myself. And as soon as I got done watching it, I had to go home and grab a couple more people and go have them watch it with me.
What do you love so much about that film?
I don't know what it was about it. I just loved the movie. And the
Yeah.
people that I took with me, they loved the movie. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a good story. I loved it. Very quotable. The music, the story in general, just great performances. Everything about it, I loved, and I still love.
It's very American also.
Yes.
I need to rewatch. I bought the 4K Steelbook edition of it, the Norwegian one. So I will let you know after I've seen it again. It's Oh wait, did I? Have you seen those? Yeah, I read that one. Tony, check out Battle Royale from 2000. I know you're minimal on your Asian palette, but hey,
Yep.
you're welcome for recommendation.
I've
You haven't
seen it.
seen?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's a good
Did you
one.
You liked it? Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Pops was the one that hated that film, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Maybe I'm mistaken. Sorry if I like it a lot, me as well. Kevin says Mulholland Drive and LA Confidential are almost basically the same story. LA Confidential does a much better job.
I did not realize that.
I never thought about that before, actually. But I like both of them. But I do like Mulholland Drive better. But I do love LA Confidential. Oh man, Kim Basinger is cool in that film. I need to rewatch that one again. It's, Russell Crowe is so badass in LA Confidential. Princess 22 and still discovering classics. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. All Pep, welcome.
Hey, Pap.
All heavy hitters here. Yeah, I have Tony with me now, so you're getting some. And I haven't seen many of the films he actually shown so far, so that's really good. Guess with the goods. I will say Tony because the movies I'm showing is more titles that probably most people have seen in the chat. Thank you. Let's see. People are saying hi to Pop. Replacement Killer should be there. That's the one with Chong Yong Fat, right? And Bridget Fonda. Was it her? Have you seen it, Tony?
I don't think I have.
I think it was an action film, late 90s, early 2000s.
I've seen Point of No Return, which I really loved with Bridget Fonda.
Oh yeah, but you like that better than Nikita? Did you say, or
Better than what?
Nikita?
I have never actually seen Nikita.
Okay, that's the original.
I need to see Nikita, but yeah, I know that Point of No Return was based off of that, and I loved Point of No Return. So there's a lot of times where I've seen the remake, and then when I go to watch the original, for some reason I can't connect to the original because I still got that remake in my head. So I think it's based off of when you see the film, which one you watch first. But I've done that many times with a lot of films that had remakes where I saw the remake first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to see Nikita. It's in my watch pile. I just got to find time to put it in rotation.
Yeah, I love both of them, but I do think Nikita is a masterpiece. But Bridget Fonda is so good in
yes.
Codename Nina. It's called in Norway. What did you say it was called in America?
Point of No Return.
Okay. Hard Boiled. Yeah. Oh man, I love. Have you seen that one, Tony?
Mm-mm.
Do you have it in your collection? Can you check that right away? That's
Yeah.
interesting. I don't even know if it's been released on Blu-ray. It's probably on my top 5 best action films ever made. The hospital scene in that film is so incredible. Okay, move on while you do that.
I'll have to get that.
Is it out?
It is.
From
Oh, wait a minute. It's used for $100, so I won't be getting it anytime soon.
And it's probably a bootleg also.
No, it's
I never heard about the release from that. I have the DVD, but
I have Hard Boiled 2, The Last Blood.
it's a good one, but it's not as good. It's from Eureka, right? No, 88 Films.
No, 88 Films.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
that as well.
I wonder why they didn't do Hard Boiled.
Rights. It's one of the most famous action films of all time outside
Really?
of America.
Huh.
So it was a big deal in the early 90s. There are several Kevin Spacey films that I would love to get on Criterion, but his image will never allow it. Don't meet your. But he has been clean, like how you say, like
Yeah,
clean.
but you know, one time once you've been drugged through the mud, people still have that in their head. Even if a criminal gets cleared from their crime where they didn't do it, that's still in their people's heads. It's hard to get people to forget.
Drags me back to Come and See. Young little boy in the beginning in the mud. He goes into the war. So he was clean in the beginning, but you had to put some mud on him. No, but I understand you, Tony, and I think that Kevin Spacey will never hit the A section again, sadly, because he was one of the greatest actors ever lived, I think. I would love to see 1 hour photo from Criterion.
That would be a good one.
It's a really underrated
Oh
film.
man, it's dark.
Yeah. And so weird to see him.
You know what? I thought of another one that I think would be good, and that's Panic Room with Jodie Foster. I would love to see that get a Criterion release.
Me and Anthony actually rewatched that. Have you? How long was it since you saw it?
I haven't seen it since its initial release.
Yeah, I had the same with you, Tony, up till we did the stream, the David Fincher stream we did, me, Pops, and Anthony. And it was so fun to revisit that film because the characters are so well done in the, like for me, I think the movie was 10 out of 10 up till a certain point of the film because the character was amazing. And I forgot that the movie actually existed for many years. American Beauty absolutely deserve a Criterion 4K release.
I can see that.
Who released them? I have a good release of American Beauty, but who did that one?
I've got the gold slipcover edition for American Beauty, and yeah, I think that's the only one I've got.
I think I have that South Korean release of it, or is the Polish, the one you collect also, Tony, or you buy sometimes?
Oh,
It's one of those I have it from. I have a really cool slipcover of that one.
actually, it's not. I've got the Paramount Presents, and I've got the Sapphire series for American Beauty.
Okay, I love that film. It's an amazing movie. Tony, what did you watch yesterday, the 4th of July? You said it earlier.
Yeah. Is it Everyone Dies?
I think that was the name, yeah.
Yeah. I'm really bad about remembering. So let me just pop it up.
And Johnny, if you're still in the chat, it would be fun to have you on a stream one day.
No One Lives is what it's called. And then I also watched Beverly Hills Cop Axel F yesterday.
Anthony says Sideways would make a great Criterion as well. I totally agree. I love that film. And also Little Miss Sunshine. I had them on a double release DVD.
Yeah, I've got a box set with all that in it.
Yeah, I'd probably have it. Yeah, you know what movie should be released to Criterion? The Village from M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't have a Blu-ray, right?
Nope.
Yeah. And I don't even know if I love that movie because I didn't like it that much when it was released, but I didn't hate it. And I went back and watched Signs again like 10 years later, and I
Mhm.
love Signs today. It's an amazing movie, I think.
Yeah, I love all of those films.
Oh, one of your favorite, Anthony. Let's see. People are saying, hi. Color Purple is great, breaking free of abuse.
Hmm.
It's great breaking free of abuse movie. Holland says, yeah, Pops does not like Battle Royale. Yeah, yeah. Princess, thank God. Great job, Tony, on Battle Royale.
Yeah, I've got several different sets of that.
Scholar, welcome, man.
Hey, Scolder.
Saw you in the chat as Master Chaos earlier today. The Pops, the master of all movies. Yeah. Yeah, correct, Gizmo. 98 Replacement Killers. Yeah, I had the DVD back in the days. I think my father bought it to me, actually. The DVD type that Anthony loves. I don't remember the name for him, but the one you clip like this to open. Clamshell, I think it's called them, or something like that.
Hmm.
Cayman says, speaking of heavy hitters, be sure to subscribe to Pop, Del, Chris, Jeff, Tony, Anthony, and others in the chat. Little Miss Sunshine deserved the Criterion treatment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blessing Cayman. Cayman is always nice.
Yes.
Yes, Hardball got a Blu-ray, and I can't understand it, but I'm happy to hear it, absolutely. But I'm not happy to hear it cost $100 just to buy it. Hardboiled, expensive blue.
Yeah.
I have the DVD collection in a perfect set, so I will keep that. Do you have some Jackie Chan in your collection, Tony?
I do. I have a lot of Jackie Chan in the collection.
He is an amazing stunt dude. Mira Sorvino was it. Thank you. In the Replacement Killers. She was really big in the 90s. What happened to her?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Raid. You're giving the bangers now, Prince.
The
one
Raid's
with,
great.
yeah, and
Ong
Ong Bak.
Bak.
Have you seen it?
I haven't. I've got the trilogy, but I've never seen it.
Oh man, Tony, you will love them. The first and the second is amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fighting in those films, you have never seen something similar to that. It's
Yeah.
Tony Yar, right? Or what's his name? He's
Yeah.
insane.
Hmm.
The one with Jet Li should be on Criterion too. Oh, the one. Yeah.
The one. Yeah.
I remember that one. 88 Films released it.
Mm-hmm. Got a steelbook too.
Yeah, I don't have it actually. I passed on it. I'm sad now. Hard Boiled is both ridiculous and amazing. I'm not sure how many bullets those guys. So yeah, that's true. You're counting the magazine in that. No, the bullets in the magazine in that film. That's true, though. I actually thought about it when I was a kid as well. Mosquitoes are living off my blood supply for this weekend, I guess. I gotta think of that one. I don't. In the Garden of Good and Evil is one of Spacey and Cusack's. Definitely needs more love.
Hmm.
I need to look it up, Cayman. I don't know if I've seen it. Yes, Tony. Panic Room needs a Criterion or some kind of 4K release. That's one of my favorite David Fincher films. We liked it, both of us, I think, on that. Prince, you're talking my language. Hero is the one Jet Li movie that has to be in the Criterion Collection and in 4K. It might be the most beautiful looking martial art movie of all time.
Yep. I liked Hero.
Oh, Hero. Yeah. I was thinking of the one. Yeah, Hero is amazing. Tony, did you watch No One Lives on my recommendation?
I think somebody recommended it because I bought it, and so did y'all talk about it last week on your live stream, Gizmo? Someone recommended it because as soon as it got mentioned, I purchased it and it came in and I watched it.
And you know, Anthony is so good on selling those films because he remembers everything.
Oh, he does. His mind. I don't know how he does it, but I've never taken drugs. I've never had any alcohol, but I can't remember squat when it comes to stuff.
But you got to remember, Anthony is 18 years old, and you're now.
84. I'm 84.
Sorry, Anthony, you're 19. Princess, I watched National Treasure: Book of Secret for America Day.
Oh, it's good. I love the National Treasure movies.
I never got into them, but I need to go back and rewatch them. I think Nicolas Cage, right?
They're just fun.
I don't think I've seen both. Didn't like The Village. Me too when I saw it, but I didn't like Science either. But now I love it. Sideways and Little Miss Sunshine are awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Battle Royale is amazing, far superior to the Hunger Games. I super agree with you, Del. But I actually like Hunger Games as well. So.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like the fourth one. I liked 1, 2, and 3. The fourth one I didn't care for. Snapper cases are awesome. Yeah, I know Anthony likes them. I could send him like 100 of those. I have them. Iku Uvais. Who was that again?
I have no idea.
It sounds so familiar. I gotta think. My head is boiling in my. The hard-boiled Blu-ray went out of print pretty fast. That's why it cost so much. But I wonder who released that one. I never heard about it. The Raid and Ung Bak are peak of Asian cinema. I have a lot of other titles as well, but I agree they're good. Tony Ya does all of his own stunts and zero wire work. It's amazing to watch. Yeah, you will get shocked when you see that, Tony. It's amazing. Yeah, the talked about it, Tony, because I remember talking in chat about it.
Yeah, I think I bought 3 movies last week based off of the chat. And both of those, I've seen 2 of them so far, and I loved both of those very much.
Which film was that?
So let me see.
And Prince, I agree with you. I super love Asian cinema as well.
So No One Lives, of course, I love that one. And then someone, I don't know if it was
Alone is the other one, right?
Alone was the other one. Did y'all talk about Alone or did somebody else?
I had it on the Rotten episode and said I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's where I heard it at. Yeah, that's where I heard it. I thought, well, I gotta check that out.
But I knew actually that Anthony and you will like it more than me. I didn't hate it. I gave it 5 out of 10.
Well, it was a remake of a Norwegian film, right?
No, not Alone.
It was a remake of some foreign film.
I don't know.
I want to say that it was a Norwegian film because
Because
it's talked about in the special features.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Need to check that out. Yeah, I showed off No One Lives in the Howl stream on Gizmo channels on my channel. Yeah, so you see, Anthony, you're the favorite. EQ Wise is the main character in the raid. Oh, okay. That's probably where I read the name before. Yeah, he's also amazing. Oh man, that movie is good. It's so weird. The Raid and Dread came out during the same period, and they had kind of similar concept, but both of them are great.
Yeah.
Oasis from Raid, yeah. Tony gave No One Lives 3 stars. That's an excellent score. Yeah.
Stop.
Del and myself helping you out, buddy.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so my next title is a title that I have better titles in the collection than this one, but the reason I took this title out is because it's a Netflix film, and it was one of those that I missed when I had Netflix for some years, and it's Ukya.
Oh yeah.
This movie have everything in it that I should hate in movies because it's mostly CGI creature and stuff like that. But I think it worked because it's kind of a family friendly film in a way, and it's also taking about not global warming, but what you call it in English, the nature. The people who are fighting, like
I know what you're trying to say. I can't. It's got a message. It's got, yeah.
And I believe the message, from my take in the movie, I believe the message is that us in our society today do not see the cows. We do not see the pigs. We do not see the chickens. So we just go to the supermarket and buy this meat that we get. So we don't care, right? And I believe that's kind of the message, because if you really follow the story right, the movie kind of tells you shouldn't eat any meat, if you think about
Right.
that. But I don't think that's what he was trying to tell. Um, but the director is amazing, and you can clearly see that this is one of the best told stories when it comes to family friendly kind of movies ever told. Like I love almost all of his films. I Parasite, right? The Mother. Um, he did, of course, one of my favorite films of all time, Memory for Murders.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, this is definitely a departure from his other films.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What I will say it reminded me a little bit of is this. I think it's his first film. It's something about barking dogs. It's his first feature. That it was part of a set I bought, and I was lucky enough to see it finally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bought that set too.
you did, yeah, the yellow one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good film, the first one also, but it's different from his rest because it feels a little bit more centered around a message through for all kind of ages in a way. Have you seen Tony the Mother?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It was weird.
Well, that's what you said. I saw it with my girlfriend, and she is weird because she likes mostly, Disney and those kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But sometimes if I put on a weird film, she's I don't know what it is, but sometimes she just love it. And
Yeah,
Mother, she
because it's different. You don't see films like that all the time, and it makes you think, and you think afterwards. Those are the kind of films I like. Is something that makes you try to figure out what was that.
yeah, I liked all of his films. Parasite is actually the one I have lowest on my list of his films, and that's the one he got Oscar nominated, or did he win? I think he win for that one. But I like it a lot, but it's the lowest. I also like The Host a lot.
Oh
Monster
yeah, that
movie
Host was good.
where they show the monster in the beginning of the film almost. But I love it. It's cool. And if you get this release, you get some interviews and stuff that was interesting to listen to. But I highly recommend Okja for. It's a movie I can rewatch also. It's actually probably after The Host. Did he do the Snowpiercer?
Hmm.
Yeah. I also like that one, not as much as the other ones though, but I think Okja is the movie I can see most times from him
Yeah.
outside Memory for Murder. That's a movie
Plus,
I
when
can
you
watch.
get a child actor, she did such a fantastic job.
Yeah,
It's hard to find a child actor that can actually do those kind of things.
yeah.
I thought she was excellent.
And the entire scene in the ending, sorry, I'm rambling off, but the entire scene in the ending at the factory, I don't want to use the real name because then people will understand where they are at. But, with the slaughter, if that makes sense. There isn't slaughter, or is it? It is actually, when I think about it. But, the place, the entire scene there with the sound, it was almost like seeing Come and See because it was so painful.
Mm.
And it's one of the first films I actually cared about a CGI animal. But yeah, I like the film a lot.
And you can really tell the CGI when they're running through the the mall or whatever that place was, the
Mm.
shopping area. You could tell the CGI, but it still was very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a child-friendly film in a way.
Mhm.
In a way, I have one minus with the film, and that's actually two of the best actors in the film is Tilda Swinton and Jake Gyllenhaal. I think they were acting in another film because they were so kind of cartoonish.
Yeah, they were. They were over the top. Their performance
It was
was
almost
out
like
of
they
place.
made fun of us in the West, like. But I highly recommend Okja, even for one time watch. Watch it, check it
Mhm.
out. How about you, Tony?
So the next one I've got is The Uninvited. This right here is from 1944. And I really like a good ghost story. And this one was a really good one. Um, it's about a brother and a sister who have bought this house, and it kind of overlooks the ocean, and some weird things happen in this house. It's a very slow burn. It's one that's not thrilling or exciting. It's more atmospheric, but it's one of those old ghost stories. And I think this is one that I would definitely recommend people to check out. I assume you've never seen this one.
I've seen it. Yeah, I have it.
Well, have you seen it?
I was almost taking it out today to as one of my
It's from
picks.
1944, so it's an older one, but very enjoyable if you like ghost stories.
I super agree with you. I love that film. It's but that's more about the mood, and also the cinematography in that one is beautiful.
Yep, it is beautiful. And then just the relationship between the brother and sister, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're very sad kind of characters.
yeah.
It's not a very happy film. It's nothing really happy going on in the film. It's a real slow down type movie.
And it's all the time kind of creepy, and like not creepy, but like they use the kind of creepy elements that we are
Yeah, the
used to
sound.
nowadays, at least.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I loved it. I will go back and rewatch it one day. But this film, Tony, I can promise you, this is not a recommendation for you,
Okay.
and this is a warning sign. But many in America have probably seen this one, and it's Female Trouble. For me, I think this is my favorite John Waters film of all time, without a doubt. I said it now for a year at least on my channel. This is also one of those I talked a lot about, so I will try to be quick. I'll try. But I think it's close to unbelievable, like how we managed to tell this story in the time period it was told. Because when you watch it today, he predicted everything we are living through today when it comes to the kind of superficial layer we have on beauty, like and also the reality TV aspect we have. Think about it, this was made in 75, 76 or something, 74 actually. It was 20 years before reality TV was ever a thing. This movie predicts everything like that in a way that I super believe in, like that I feel I've experienced through TV nowadays. And it also managed to put the kind of flavor that John Waters put in all of his films, the trash cinema, in a way that isn't disgusting. It is disgusting, but it's not as disgusting as Pink Flamingos and Multiple Maniacs and those films. But we saw this also at a B-movie night. I had seen it before on cinema at a festival, and also on DVD, to be honest. I've seen it many times. And I think that everybody liked this film, but everybody was totally clear that they never want to see it again. But it is one of those films everybody has talked the most about after we've seen it, because it's so impactful how he predicted everything. And I met John Waters as well, talked to him a lot, but I never asked him the question I actually should have asked him. Why did he make all of these disgusting films, all of this degenerate kind of characters doing all of this nasty stuff? I really wish I could have asked him that. But in my deepest belief, I think the message is from all of his films from the late 60s to early 80s is, please stop world, put some rules on people, or else we are getting there. And now we are there. So, but he predicted it. And as probably people know out there, John Waters is one of the most famous gay people alive. He's a really cool dude. When every time he speaks in a commentary track or his interviews, I have to see it, because he speaks from the liver. He says things straight out, and he's almost like Jesus. He tells the truth in a way I haven't heard it before. So I love him as a director, and I'm sad that Hollywood kicked him out. So what's your next pick, Tony? Sorry, I'm rambling a lot with it.
No, it's okay. I still can't get over you compare John Waters to Jesus.
That's true. But as I said before that, Tony, just quick, is that I believe that John Waters, I actually believe this from the bottom of my heart, that he made the films to tell us we need to put some boundaries on people. Because when you see his film on a superficial layer, you see only nastiness and all of that, right? But when you actually see all of his films and you see the messages he has in the films, like Polyester, have you seen any of his films?
I think I've seen bits and pieces of his films, because I can picture the main character. But yeah, I haven't really focused on the films.
But he said in one interview that I always will remember, and I think it's on the polyester DVD, Blu-ray from Criterion, or it is on the Pink Flamingos. He said that he wanted to get in jail because he wanted to push the limits so far that somebody like took him on it, so they found a rule for it. And that tells me something, that he is trying to. I just know, maybe I'm making him a better man than he is, but I can't see him, because he is a smart man. He's a really really like intellectual man when you hear him talk. It's just that he is from the nasty place, like not nasty place, but from the nasty films.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about you, Tony?
So my next one is a film from 2021. It's a Jane Campion film. It's The Power of the Dog. This is a Western that takes place like in the 1920s, and it's about a woman and her grown son who have she's married someone, and they live out in the open plains of this area in Montana, and her brother-in-law is this character that we see here on the screen, and he's just mean and hateful and treats her son so poorly, but there's a reason behind all of it. Just a very interesting story. Have you ever seen The Power of the Dog?
No, we had talked about it before. I need to see that one.
Yeah, you need to see this one. I really enjoyed it. It's got to me, it was a surprise type ending, but the story overall was really interesting. I think the performances out of everybody that was involved in this were excellent. And
It's the one with the Marvel superhero. What's his name?
yes, I'm Benjamin Cumberbatch.
Yeah. I think that's a Netflix film originally, isn't it?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but I like westerns, and this really had that western flair to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, got Kirsten Dunst in it, and Jesse Plemons. Is that his name?
I don't know who that is, but I know Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. Anyway, it's really good. I enjoyed it.
I need to check it out. I heard only good things. Is it a drama or like a Western action
Oh,
film?
it's a drama. It's a drama.
drama.
It's not really a western at all. It's just set out in a western look.
Like 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1920s.
Okay. Near. Corey says, I have to head out to pretend to be social for a while. Hope you have a great rest of the stream. Thank you, Corey, for staying. And have a good evening, night, or day. I don't know what time it is. Bye, Red Leader. Yeah, bye. Take care, Corey. Let's see. Kemen says, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Sorry. I need to look that one up. Have a good one, Corey. We're your family now. That's true. I got 52 steelbooks. Nice. How many do you have, Tony? 500. 5,000.
From right here where the camera is, that whole wall, that's nothing but steel books.
From the bottom to the...
Everything that you see from top to bottom, this all the way to that back door, those are all steel books.
Yeah.
So there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And they even go up to the ceiling. So, yeah, there's a lot. But still, it's very impressive that she has what she has.
Yeah. I don't have many steelbooks. Probably have 150 or something. I have 2 shelves. Cayman says, has anyone checked out the TV show on Disney based on the National Treasure franchise?
I haven't.
No. I don't think Nicolas Cage is in it, right?
Mm-mm.
Ukya is probably his weakest film, but it's still really good. Yeah. I don't put it lowest, but I don't put it highest either. So John Waters, yeah. Female Trouble is amazing in both really good and really bad ways. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I just can't get into those films for some reason. I don't know what it is about it. I feel kind of they feel kind of dirty to watch.
Yeah, they are. I will just say Mink Stole in most of his films, actually, from early days. She is so great. I love her in all of his films. I always seen Waters as stripping away the gloss Hollywood out on life to give us what's underneath. That's why he connected to people so well. And he is far better than Malik, to me anyway. Yeah, I think so too, actually, from Female Trouble and Pink Flamingos as well, but that has a really nasty scene. An intellectual conversation has never been words to describe the caveman. But you should listen to him. Tony, Waters' most accessible movie are Crybaby. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all 3 of those.
Did you like them?
Oh yeah, I like those.
Yeah, that's when he did get money from Hollywood, I believe.
Yeah, Hairspray. So with Hairspray, I kind of can feel some of his other stuff that you'll talk about. Probably because of the characters in it. But yeah.
Did you like that movie he had with a alien bug that came to the planet where everybody got infected and got sexual? It's from the 90s.
I've never seen that.
It's the mother in Iron Man of in Spider-Man. In Spider-Man, I mean the mother of the Spider-Man. What's her name again?
Is it Marissa Tomei?
Yeah, she is. Or is it? I think it's her. That's a sexual creature. That could get into Power of Dog. I watched the whole thing, but it dragged. I might revisit one day.
Yeah, it was a slow one, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Holland liked it, but he didn't love it. Jeff says, I do love to see the Steelbook wall in person.
Jeff, you're not too far away. You always can come see it.
What does that mean?
He wants to come to the basement and see the Steelbooks.
No, I mean, how far away is it?
Oh, he is probably about an hour and a half. Yeah.
That's not far. Okay, so my next film is an American film, and it was one of the most happy releases this year. I've been talking about this film on my stream because I only had it on DVD. No one else talked about it as far as I could hear on other streams. And it's Michelle Rodriguez in Girl Fight. And people were actually making fun of me for liking this. And then I asked them later on, have you seen the film? And they haven't, Have you seen it, Tony? I think you fall out, or was it me?
Yeah, it is. There's storms coming through, so
Okay.
the internet may be laggy.
Did you say you have seen it, or?
I've been reading up on it because it's a new release here.
Yeah.
And but I've never seen it. But yeah, it's a very young Michelle Rodriguez.
I think it was her first, at least, starring role, like main starring. I think it was her first role, at least. It's from 2000. Karin Kusama directed it. She did also one of the shorts I talked about on the Rotten stream last time that I saw. Yeah, this is a boxing film with a female lead that I normally hate to see because normally they are like pushed too much, so I don't believe in it. But in this film, I believe in everything. And Michelle Rodriguez, she is doing her best performance of her lifetime, as far as I know. Haven't seen her done anything better than this. This is something she should have. I don't know who won the Oscar that year, but if it wasn't someone great, she should have. It's an amazing performance from her. I don't know. The director of this one is kind of a miss for me because I do think most of her films are okay. She did. I know Ali, if she's still in the chat, she really loves Jennifer Body, I think it's called, a horror film with Megan Fox.
Jennifer's Body. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that movie is okay. It's an entertaining flick, but it's nothing more. But most of her films are like that. Like Aeon Flux, I think one of the films was, and she has done multiple of those films that are okay. But Girl Fight is amazing, and it also drags me into a place where I've never been before. And I don't know if it's the hood or what you call it, but it's kind of place where not rich people live, and you're following like a girl. Not on the street, but she's poor and everything, and she has this boxing club. I highly recommend it. It's not as good as Rocky, but it actually took me a little bit too Rocky when I saw it because I felt this girl was alive for real. So I highly recommend Girl Fight. How about you, Tony?
Okay, my next one is The Phantom Carriage. This is from 1921. Probably one of the oldest films I have in the collection. and this takes place on New Year's Eve. So before the New Year starts at midnight, this death chariot kind of goes around looking to collect the people who like are alcoholics, abusers, people who are the best of characters, and giving them a chance to be redeemed. If not, then they have to be the ones going around the following year. So it's like a ghost story, but there's a message. And like I said, it's 1921. It's a silent film. Have you ever seen this one?
No, I never heard about it before.
Definitely a slow burn. It's very slow, but I think it's one that could be appreciated. Anybody that likes kind of like a horror film, but that's the carriage right there you see going around. Um, yeah, I enjoyed this one.
And you said it was from 19.
Yeah, 1920,
Okay, so it's
1921, and it's tinted in color, but it's a silent film.
oh, it's silent. Yeah, okay. So
Mhm.
22, I think America created sound.
Really good story.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying it. Yeah, I need to check it out. I like old films like that. It's feels like experimental stuff. So my next film is a movie that is also at least part of my top 10 list, maybe even top 5 list of best war movies ever meant, and it's The Ascent. I know I had it part of my war list last time, but it goes back and forward. Have you seen this one, Tony?
Mm-mm.
Now, this is for me a Jesus story. I'm not kidding or saying anything to it. For me, it is. I think the movie is trying to explain, how Jesus went through. Torture and all of that, and you have the human weakness about lying and about backstabbing to getting away from pain and
Mhm.
torture, even if that means you have to sell your friends out. I think this is one of the best films ever directed by a female. Larissa Sheptiko is her name, and she was the wife of L.M. Klimov, the guy who did the Come and See.
Mm.
But she passed away right after this film when she was scouting for the next film she was going to do. And then Ellen Clivo did her like the film she was supposed to do, and it's a tragical story because I think she was only 40 years old or something when she died. For me, I think she would have been the best female director who ever lived on this planet, at least up till now, if she kept on going. Because I've seen 3 of her films, and the 2 other films I've seen from her is good, but you can see that she started with nothing, and with this film, it's amazing. And the next one she was going to make, I think it was about Rasputin, if I'm not mistaken, and I would have loved seeing that. But this is a really, really, it's not a war movie in the same sense, but it takes place in the war, and you're following some soldiers, and they are hiding from the occupiers, and it has some thrilling moments, but the real essence of this story is more or less about being true to yourself. I would say about being true to yourself and the people around you that not care for you, but people you care about. That's better to say it. And I think it does that in an amazing way. I highly recommend this film. This release also come with a documentary that Klimov made of his wife after she died.
Mm.
And watching that documentary puts tears in my eyes, because I can't even imagine how hard that must be to lose your wife so sudden, and then you're not rich and you are struggling in your life yourself, and you choose to use your own money to make the documentary.
Mhm.
And then it's a place I'm luckily I haven't experienced myself so far, but I highly recommend everybody to check out The Ascent. It's not a war movie, it's a drama, but check it out.
Okay, my next film is Detour from 1945. And this is about a guy who's hitchhiking from New York to Los Angeles. And during this travel, he comes across a dead body in the trunk of his car. I can't remember exactly how that happened, but anyway, it's a film noir type film, and just it's got a really good story about it. It's really I don't know, the characters that he runs into, such as this person down here at the bottom, very weird, strange things are happening. Um, it's I guess you think about it, almost feels almost like a play, also kind of like what that other one we talked about earlier, about the old man and woman. But
Yeah.
it seems like it's almost like a play.
Make way for tomorrow.
Make way for tomorrow. But yeah, just a really good film. Have you ever seen Detour?
No, but I've seen the cover. I want that film.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's really
But
good.
is it
I'm terrible.
comedy?
I'm terrible at trying to explain.
No. But you explain more than I know about it. But is it a comedy or a
No,
drama or?
it's a seedy, dark
Mm,
film.
mm.
Yeah,
It looks so bright. You know what I mean on the cover.
yeah,
It
the
looks
yellow.
that what didn't sell me to buy that film actually. But
Oh yeah, the cover doesn't do it any justice, but if you can just see the characters there, that
Yeah.
can kind of show you what kind of film.
yeah. I need
Beautiful artwork.
I actually regret I didn't take it up because after we were done with all of these films, we should have shown the one title from Criterion both of us have seen that we hated the most. I have one title in my collection that I hate that, but I forgot about it, so we don't need to do it. What was that again? Her first film.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah. Thank you all. And she's like a tomboy in that film, if that's the right, like
Mhm.
a boy girl in a way. But she's
Mhm.
still beautiful and innocent and everything in that film. So you feel all the pain she's going through, even though she's hard, like a stiff upper lip, as they say in Australia. K-Man, Criterion is the only way you can get Girl Fight on any format, as far as I'm aware. It's out on DVD, I know. But by the Criterion. It's 2000, right? That's Julia Roberts for Erin Brockovich. She was great in Erin Brockovich. That's true. I looked it up yesterday after watching a fun movie. Yeah. Erin Brockovich is a good film, I think.
Mhm.
Heard lots of good things about Girl Fight. Looking forward to seeing it. I hope you like it, Del. I love that film. I've been talking about it too much on my stream. Tony, are you into vinyl records? Should I get it in the future, Gizmo? What do you think of vinyl albums?
No, I can't afford vinyl records. Either Sarah, I would not recommend you get into any kind of vinyl records. They're expensive, and if you think you can't handle money buying Blu-rays and such, you can't handle money buying a bunch of vinyl records.
The only difference is, don't go into vinyl records, as Tony says, but the only difference between vinyl records and buying movies is that we are buying movies nowadays that is upgrades. Vinyls has been the same from the beginning of time. So I have like 200-300 vinyl records from my father, and I bought some myself, but I don't have a vinyl player anymore. But you can buy vinyl records in Norway, at least, for like under $1 if you go to a used shop.
They're expensive here.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I can send you 400, like if you if for the price you probably get, like, you know what I mean. They're really cheap over here. The used ones, not the new ones. Jeff, there is a DVD of Girl Fight came in. My mom used to have it. I sent one to Corey actually because I upgraded mine. So he got Girl Fight.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, is it Derek?
Mm-hmm.
Derek, welcome, man. Watching and listening while making a pizza. Love the discussion. Thank you, man. Now I got hungry.
Yeah, me too.
But you're not allowed to eat, Tony.
I know it.
You can't eat now before you go to bed.
Mm-mm.
Oh, holy shit! I would have died. Pizza
I
with a
can,
lot of
I can
cheese
drink
on it.
water. I can drink water.
But pizza with a lot of cheese, Tony. Come on.
Oh yeah, I would love it.
What year will you stop doing that? How old will you be when you just say F all of that and just
Yeah, I don't know. I've got good willpower.
yeah. Derek, there is one funny scene I remember in Detour. I don't know, I haven't seen it so. Which is better, the Criterion or Kino 12 Angry Men? I have the Kino because it always came with a DVD movie. No, with the TV movie, yeah. Yeah, I have both.
Yeah, I think the Kino's just fine. If you have the Kino release, to me, that's probably the better release because of the extras.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the 90s 12 Angry Men is also great. Isn't that George C. Scott in it?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. Vinyl is super expensive for quality. If I sell my new vinyls here, I don't get anything for them. Jane says Girl Fight is great. Yeah, it's really, really good, I think. And it's so sad with Michelle Rodriguez's career because she was like on top of her game with that film, then the first Fast and the Furious film. I love the first one. And then she did Resident Evil. Okay, action film. It was fun when it was released. But I think she ruined her brand of doing those kind of, those action roles only, where she was this tough
Mhm.
woman. But she is a really good actress when she. Hey, Weekend Mirrors, welcome.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever see the TV series Lost?
Yeah,
Yeah, so she was in that TV series briefly.
but I think that was either right before or right after she was really heavy on the drugs because I remember she fell off with the drug thing. I really loved Michelle Rodriguez back in the day. She was one of my favorite because of Girl Fight. If Axel F is better than Bad
Um,
Boys, no.
um, Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh yeah, of course. We're good. Tony thinks all right.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It wasn't the best, but it's good to see all the characters.
I think Derek, this is a movie that hit better in America. I've seen reviews in America that really loves this film a lot. It didn't hit that well over here, I think. I didn't like it, but don't listen to me. Never listen to me. Holland says Tony is fasting every day. He will live to his 150s. Watch all his movies. That's a actually good saying.
Hmm.
Tony, are you optimistic about the Crow reboot?
Yeah, I think it looks everything I've seen so far about it looks really good.
I will keep my mouth shut. The Weekend Murders, Criterion Valerie and her Week of Wonder release. I have that on DVD.
Hmm.
It's not a movie for you, Tony, I will say right
Okay,
away.
I've never heard of it.
But it's really beautiful shot. Really beautiful shot. Tony has great restraint when it comes to food.
And it helps to be a very picky eater. So I think when you have limited foods that you enjoy, then it makes it easier.
Yeah. Don't do streams with Anthony. He's always getting those great.
Yeah, Doritos and yeah.
I'm becoming fatter and fatter every week when I stream with that dude, but I love him. Prince says, Tony, movie wise, do you have a question for me? Please do. I would love to answer a question from the godfather of physical media.
I'll have to think of some questions.
How well do you like your steak, Tony?
How well do I like it? How I like it cooked? I like it cooked medium.
Medium. A little bit bloody, but not.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah, me too.
Steak and chicken, pork chops, beef.
No
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah, I like fish, but mostly the fish that I like is fried, which is not good for you.
Mm.
But I love vegetables.
Is boiled
Salad.
fish in America normal?
No, I don't think so, but maybe it is. I don't eat it boiled.
That's the traditional, or like that's what we eat over here. I love boiled.
boiled
Yeah,
fish.
yeah. It's actually called in many ways dried fish because you don't put it in the water. You keep it over the water, so
Mm.
it's
Steamed. Steamed.
steamed. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Steamed. Yeah. Doritos, burritos, candies. Yeah, don't get me hungry, Holland. My turn, right? We'll mark it for once here. So my next one is a movie I haven't opened yet. I got this in 2 weeks ago, I think, or something. But it's a movie I've seen 100 times before, and everybody have seen this one, so I'm boring. But it's Trainspotting.
Mm.
I know that people often rank Darren Aronofsky's what's this? I love that film as well. The drug movie he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rank that one higher. I have a hard time like placing those, but I do think I love Trainspotting a little bit more because Trainspotting is such a weird watch. It mixes humor with this kind of dark drama. You know what I mean? So I never know if I should laugh or cry watching the film. It's like, and I had friends close to me that was using this kind of speed and all of those kind of party drugs back in the days when I was younger. I was never into that, but some of them have passed, and it's kind of watching Trainspotting today or nowadays. It's kind of hard, but it's also funny, and that's the weird thing. Danny Boyle, when he started his career, I think that he was kind of a superhero in films because he went from doing Trainspotting. I think he started with Shallow Grave, and I love
Mhm.
that really low key thriller movie
Mhm.
that I love that film, and also a little bit sexual tension in the film, but it does not nudity and stuff like that, but more like um, and then he did like 28 Days Later that I love. I don't know all the hate about that movie on YouTube. It's strange in my opinion. Sorry if you hate it, Tony, but I always love 28 Days Later. But I like it because it's in the way it's done. It's shot 100%. Oh no, I would say 80% on DV. So that movie can never have a 4K release. I would scratch my head for weeks if it gets, because it's never could raise up to the quality of 4K anyways. But it has some scenes on 35 millimeter, but that's just the big shots. But anyway, I think he ruins his career a little bit in the like nowadays, because he made a lot of like good movies, but they haven't like been this kind of amazing work they started with, where everything was unclear where it was going. But Trainspotting is a movie. It's a masterpiece beyond masterpiece in my opinion. And I don't need to talk much about it. It's a movie everybody has seen. You have seen this one, right, Tony?
I have. What do you think about the packaging?
I hate the packaging.
Why do they do stuff like that for?
I have many releases. They have done different stuff, and I hate
Yeah,
it.
they're not very consistent. I just wish everything was in the clear case.
Yeah.
It makes everything so simple.
Either that or they do the slip cases, but they are still in the same,
Yeah,
because this size is, if you
yeah,
look at the size of this thing,
it's
it's
very thin too,
yeah, that's also, it doesn't feel like
and you
a,
know it's going to get damaged on the shelf.
yeah. But I'm not I actually wish I was like you, taking care of my releases as much. But for me, I know I'm going to see Trainspotting 100 times, and I probably will destroy the disc in the ending before the packaging gets too destroyed. But I gotta say, when he did that 127 hours, I think it's called 126 hours, I was disappointed because I do like the film a lot. But it felt like whoever could have made that film, because it didn't feel like a Danny Boyle film, like a movie
Mm.
where you had like this rawness to it and everything.
Yeah, it was very slow.
But you have seen this one, right, Tony?
I have.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I've seen Shallow Graves also. 128 Days. Yeah. I like Shallow Graves more than I like Trainspotting.
Okay.
But didn't they do a recent movie?
Yeah, Trainspotting 2 is Danny Boyle directed that one as well.
How was it? I didn't really hear people talk about it.
I haven't seen it, and I will never see it because it's unnecessary. It was one time, and also part of the reason why I brought up the drugs, like friends of mine used and stuff, is that Trainspotting isn't about heroin or the long-lasting drugs like cocaine and stuff like that. It's more about the speed and about the stuff that was really into in the 90s, where the clubbing was a thing, rave parties and stuff like that. So I can't even see how it works today to do Trainspotting too. It's really, I didn't understand it. It was a weird thing. But yeah, I know Ali really liked the guy that I can't even pronounce the name from, Galler. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do know exactly who you're talking about. I don't know. I can't remember the name though.
Gallahem or something like that. He has a weird.
Yeah, her favorite.
Yeah, but for me, it's the shit in the bed dude. I love him. The three scenes everybody remember from Trainspotting is the shit in the bed the day after he the shit get throws on the family of the poor girl, and you have the toilet scene when he's going into the toilet because he's so drugged out of his mind, and you have the glass scene when he throws the glass and it goes down. Who throws that glass? And smacks.
I've only seen it once.
Yeah, those three scenes are so amazing. It's like, yeah. So how about you, Tony? What kind of drug movie do you have?
Yeah, the next drug movie that I have is from 1993. It's another Jane Campion movie called The Piano.
Oh yeah.
Has a great performance with a young Anna Paquin. It's got Sam Neill, Harvey Keitel, and Holly Hunter, who is excellent in this film. So she's a mute, and her daughter are, if I remember correctly, I've only seen it a couple of times, but it left a good impression on me. Her and her daughter, she's been kind of married off to this person, the Sam Neill character, but she doesn't love him. She just needs a place to be and to. It's almost like an arranged marriage, maybe.
Yeah.
But they live out in nowhere, and
or in New Zealand.
In New Zealand, and she kind of has this weird relationship with this person. It's almost like they're mean to each other, but yet they have this attraction, and the I don't want to give the whole story, but anyway, it's one that's worth seeing. I've seen it a couple of times. I love it. I love this artwork. You can see all these images on her dress. But yeah. Holly Hunter's great. I think she did a great job. I saw this one in the theater when it came out back in '93. And then I've seen it a couple of times since. I've seen it when I got this 4K release. It still holds up. It's a beautifully shot film, and one that I would highly recommend people check out.
Yeah. Is it one more now, or is it the chat?
I think one more.
One more, yeah. I've seen The Piano as well, as I told you, but I haven't seen it for 30 years. But I do remember one thing when you said it, they are mean to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think actually they were mean to each other, if I understood you right, but I think it's because of the time period they were living. I think it's early 1900s, right, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, for us now, they were mean to each other, yeah. But back then they were happily in love. Beast of No Nation is my next one. Mm. And I never thought in my wildest dream that I was ever going to recommend this film. But I rewatched it last year because the first time I saw it 5 years ago or something, I didn't like it. I think I saw it on streaming, actually. And that's one of the reasons I quit streaming, is because when you're sitting there watching films, you just skip. And if you see something, oh, this looks cool, put it on. And if the story doesn't kind of move on right away, you try to look for something else, right? But when I put on a DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, it's or 4K, it's something different. I choose to watch that film, and I choose to give it my time of day. It's same as going to the cinema. So when I rewatch Beast of No Nation, I saw what I missed the first time. And it's kind of the same as Come and See, because you begin the film about this kid. And I think the main reason why I like this so much is because the kid isn't that innocent in the beginning. Like in the same way as Come and See is, he is more of how can I say it? He's not like a rude boy, but he's like a playful. He just loves to go on adventures, if that makes sense. So it starts more of like a, I wouldn't say family film, but it's kind of that kind of expression I had. And it goes into this terrible, terrible story. What's really fun about this film is that the director of this film actually shot the entire film as well. And I do remember back in the days, I was really shocked about that because it is insane beautiful cinematography. And I actually hate going into technical stuff with films because I think a film should stand on its own 2 feet with bad cinematography, like Evil Dead 1, you know. That's a good movie, and it got terrible look of the coloring and all that shit, but it's a fun movie. But with this film is that I kind of wish that many other films was made like this. And when I watched it last time, the second time I watched it, I actually thought that if the Black Panther was made like this, shot like this, with real Africans in almost all the roles, and shot in Africa, I would have loved Black Panther. It would have been one of the best films I ever seen because there's no gloss in it. It's pure, it's straightforward, and it's an easier watch than Come and See because this has kind of a more narrow storyline, so you can follow it from beginning to the end, and you never feel like you have to follow the emotion of the kid or whoever is in shot. So, have you seen this one, Tony?
Mm-mm. I've never heard of it.
I think if you see it, you will think that this is one of the most beautiful shot movies you ever seen because it's also shot. I think it's in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's or maybe I'm missing. Maybe it was in Ghana, but I don't remember where it was shot. It's shot in Africa at least. But it's one of the biggest budget movies I've seen shot in Africa with African people with an African story, and it's an American film also.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was shocked when I actually looked it up because I thought it was a produced movie from Europe to Africa. You know what I mean? Like more art house. But I think that's also why it works so well because it has a kind of American narrow story. And not narrow is the wrong word. What do you call it when you have like the classical story from beginning to the end in English? Oh fuck, I don't like the normal dramaturgy curve, if that makes sense. But I highly recommend it. And last time I talked about this on the stream, I actually told people that I didn't recommend this film, but I highly recommend it because after a rewatch of it, it's beautiful. And Idris Elba, I think his name is.
Oh, really? He's in it?
Yeah, but I was a little bit disappointed because I thought he had a lot bigger role in it because he was already famous, and if they got him to this film, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But highly recommend that film. It's an amazing movie. How about you, Tony?
Okay, my next one is Mildred Pierce from 1945, Joan Crawford. So this right here is a melodrama about this woman who struggles in her younger life as a mother, trying to take care of her children and just living paycheck to paycheck, trying to get by. But she turns that struggle into something to where she makes something of herself, and how in turn that kind of turns her family against her. So, you know, and that could happen. You know, you can think about people who put their business and their job ahead of their family and how the children resent them for that. And to me, that's that kind of a story. But I think Joan Crawford does a great job portraying this character. It's a it's a melodrama, so it's got a lot of drama in it, a lot of family hardship, really great performances. I think she won an Academy Award for this one. Have you ever seen Mildred Pierce?
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah, I think it's just beautifully shot. when I think about old Hollywood, that's kind of some of the old Hollywood that I think about. But I
Yeah,
like Joan Crawford.
but I think
Those earlier performances.
I agree with you, but I don't think it's as glossy as early Hollywood was. I
Oh
love
no,
early Hollywood, but it's.
it's kind of
Have,
gritty.
have you seen the remake of that one?
No, is
Wasn't that with Angelina Jolie?
I want to say that I know that
Maybe
there
I
was like a
mixed.
mini series or some kind of TV show um on Netflix or something called Mildred Pierce that's got what's her name from the Titanic
Kate
film,
Winslet.
Kate Winslet in it.
Yeah,
I think maybe that's same kind of story. Maybe I don't know. I never
yeah,
watched
but
it.
maybe I'm mixing it because I have the DVD of the miniseries of that one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, but on
Yeah,
DVD.
it's
But
Kate Winslet,
yeah,
but yeah, I don't. To me, when I think of Mildred Pierce, I think of Joan Crawford.
yeah. No, I love that film, Tony. I only seen it once though. I have it on from Criterion as well. I think that was your recommendation actually, also.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, you were recommending all of these old films to me that I actually like also, so that's good.
Mm.
Holland says only person who eats boiled fish is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, okay. So maybe
And
if I ate boiled fish, I could look like The Rock.
I think he eats something else, Tony. I
Okay.
think he eats something else. Requiem for yeah, that was
Yeah,
the one
man,
I was
that's
thinking.
dark.
But you liked it, right, Dora?
Yeah, yeah. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was a teen. I watched it whenever it first came out. I don't know how old I was. I remember being maybe in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a tough watch.
And when I was a kid, the only drug I ever tested was cocaine and marijuana. And drinking a lot of booze and doing marijuana, that just got me into the place where she was at, the old lady that was
Yeah,
going through the medical, the
yeah,
man, that was a hard watch for me.
yeah.
Choose a life, choose to be great. Yeah. I saw Trainspotting a long time ago. That is one I need to. Yeah, you have to, Holland. I think you will love it. It's a movie I can see every week. I think I need to rewatch it soon. It's Kelly McDonald's is a beautiful chick. That's another statement, but she is. I prefer Trainspotting over Lock Stock. Yeah, me too. I love Lock Stock though, but
Lock, Stock, Two
Two
Smoking.
Smoke. Yeah.
I've only seen it once.
Do you have the VHS limited edition release of that one?
The VHS?
Yeah, limited edition with a snake skin.
No.
I have it right here. I will show you
Mm.
after. It's beautiful. Isn't 127 hours about the guy who cut a limb off to escape? Yeah, the Rock.
Painful to watch.
It is, but it lasts for 3 hours. That movie or something. It was really long,
Yeah.
but it's a good one. I like the film. Tony, you hate poor things. I hate Asteroid City.
Yeah, I didn't like either one.
I haven't seen Asteroid City yet.
Yeah, it wasn't so great.
Kyle Gallner. No, that wasn't the one we were talking about. We were talking about Robert Carlyle. Anthony helped us. Ewan McGregor. The strange thing with Ewan McGregor, he is always great in every film he does, but he is never the best part of the film. That's I can mention that in every movie he's been in, I think.
Have you seen American Pastoral?
No, I haven't.
I think I talked about it on the Rotten Stream. It was terrible.
Yeah. Is he in that one?
Yes.
Okay. The Fudge, yes. Oh, The Fudge, yes. Yeah, good influence on me, Gismo and Tony. I feel comfortable when it comes to all live stream I have been on so far.
Yeah, she feels welcomed in this live stream with you. So
That's good.
yeah.
Everybody should feel comfortable at being here, so that's good. And if I say something stupid, sometimes that happens. It just means that I'm bad. I don't know how to speak English. We both really like Kyle Gallner as well. Yeah. And me too, Anthony, after you showed me his. Have you seen that one, Tony? The one me and Anthony recommended.
What was it?
Anthony, can you tell in the chat? I don't remember the title. Anthony recommended it to me. It was amazing. If you're still here, Anthony, please please tell us the title. I don't remember it.
Yes, I mentioned Holly Hunter twice in this live stream tonight. So she is a great actress. I enjoy Holly Hunter. I think she does some really great performances. Succession is a TV series that came out that she's also in. She's been in a lot of TV series that I've really enjoyed. Yeah, I think she's a good actress.
A lot of friends who worked on Succession. It was filmed in Norway, 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh yeah.
What Robert Carlyle movie needs to be Criterion? Trainspotting is already there. I think Ravenous, as Anthony says later on here, I saw he said it someplace. He has many good films. Derek. Oh, Pure Hangout. Yeah, he says. Guy yesterday from 2019 for me. For yesterday, the Beatle movie from.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I like that as well. That was a good one that he finally came out with after some years. I'm a huge fan of Beatles. That's nice, Prince. It's a good band. Really good band. Gizmo can relate any film to come and see. Gizmo can relate any. But if you have seen Beast of No Nation, you understand me because it's about a kid going through war. So I normally relate most films to Terminator 2. So shut up, Anthony. Aragon is so underrated. Aragon. Is that something with a guy I just said that Aragon? I'm thinking Lord of the Rings, of course. But
that's what I think of too.
But wasn't there a movie called Aragon?
Not that I know of.
Today release I got from both my parents. Got through the year Steelbook's Naked Gun, Stand By Me, Godzilla vs. Kong, Marvel's Adventures, Mondo Stallion, First Blood, Major League. I don't know Adventures. I think I know it. It's the one from the 90s, right?
She's saying the Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a movie called Avengers as well with the dude from Fincher movie, the Facebook. It would be cool to see Ravenous go. Yeah, that was the one I said. I totally agree.
Ravenous was a good one.
It is. So
The
strange.
Yeah.
Cannibal movie. Holland has to say Rose.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hate Tony, just as you know, I don't hate Titanic. I like the film. I just don't like Rose. The Regime, that's HBO.
Yeah, but it wasn't the Regime. It was Mildred. It's called Mildred Pierce.
Okay, yeah. Army of Darkness, Bloody Valentine, Carrie, Friday the 13th, and Scream, Cliffhanger.
Okay.
All good films there. Oh, Bloody Valentine. It's the old one. I like it a lot. I know many people like the new one, but I didn't. Wait. Yet another reason to hate Rose. For the remake, yeah. No, I like her as an actress. Heavenly Creatures is a really good film. Bigger doors for Titanic 2. Yeah. You're talking about The Regime on HBO with Kate Winslet, Tony. No, I know. I have it on DVD. It's Mildred
Pierce.
Yeah, I can show it later on a stream. Yeah. Dinner in America is a great. Yeah. No, but that's not the one. It's actually The Passenger. That's Anthony says here. Have you seen this one, Tony?
Passenger.
You will love that one. That's right up your alley. Me and Anthony should get this credit after you've seen this film because he was the one that recommended that one.
Passenger. It's got an indicator release. No, you know what?
No, that's not the right one.
It's a different Passenger. Passenger. Is this the Passenger from 2012?
No, this is 22, I think, or 20 or
2021.
No, wait. This is from 2023, I believe. Could that be right? I think so.
So I froze up.
I think it's from 2023, actually.
There's one from 2021 from Dark Star Pictures, and it's got an image of a van driving over someone's face. I don't know.
I haven't seen a physical release of this, actually. I had just seen it on streaming.
Oh, okay.
So I need to get it if you find a physical release. But that movie you will love, Tony. I promise you.
The
It's
Passenger. The
uh,
Passenger.
American, 2023, I think. Cayman says Holly Hunter was the best part of the film with Tom Cruise. I haven't seen that movie for years.
Aragon from 2006.
Yeah, I knew it was a movie called Aragon.
Is it got like a? Does it have like a dragon in it?
Yeah, it sounds like a dragon, like a fantasy movie or something like that.
Yeah.
But Aragon is based off a series of book, also stars Robert Carlyle. A series of books that also stars Robert Carlyle. He's in everything now, Anthony. You know that. Aragon 2004, a dragon fantasy epic.
Yep, I can picture it now.
Yeah, I never seen it, I believe. Oh, my bad. 2004, okay. Holland says 2023. Oh, that's for The Passenger. No Aragons from 2006, okay. Yes, it has a dragon named Saphira. You got to remember that, Tony, till the day you die.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next title is a beautiful, beautiful title, and it's probably the best love story ever told, and it's The Piano Teacher. But it's not really a love story, and it's not beautiful at all. It's kind of dark, and it's kind of sinister, and it's kind of terrifying in many ways. It's Michael Haneke, one of my favorite directors of all time. He did Funny Games, and he did Benny's Videos, and The Hidden, and Amor. Amor is a beautiful love story that's really sad. You cry your eyes out, I promise. The Piano Teacher is a movie I recommend to everybody who wants to get into Haneke's films. The strange thing about Haneke's films is that he makes drama films, slow burn drama films that almost feels close to documentaries. But when you see a horror movie, you're waiting for a jump scare. You're not waiting for a jump scare in a drama film, but Haneke managed to deliver that in a way. So I always get freaked out. He has made 2 films I haven't liked so far, but I think he's made 12, 11 or something features. And I like all of the rest of them. The Piano Teacher is his second best. I could have shown off Funny Games. That is my favorite, the original Funny Games. I do love the American version as well, but he did the American version also, frame by frame shot. But I don't know if this is a movie for you, Tony, but if you like Funny Games, and there's no much nudity in this film at all. I don't think there's any nudity, actually. But you get Isabella Huppert in the film, and every time she's in a movie, she elevates the movie to the maximum. And she is one of the best actresses ever lived, I think. But it's a hard movie to recommend for you, but I still have a feeling that maybe you like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I've researched it in the past to see if it would be something I'd want to watch. And every time I see it in the store, I don't ever pick it up just because I know the difference between the piano and the piano teacher.
Yeah.
And I remember researching the piano teacher, but I still may end up picking it up eventually just to see what it's about. Because I do like Funny Games. And when someone asked earlier, what Criterion we would like to see, I would love to see the Americanized version of the Funny Games film on Criterion. I think that would have been, because I never got to see it.
But do you have anything against watching a movie that is about sexual stuff, or not sexual stuff, but more about, the romance between 2 people, if it's kind of
Forbidden
in a way? This is not illegal. He is like 20, I believe, and she is like 40 plus, you know.
Mhm.
But they never go like deep into any of that. The focus is around it, but it's not like
Mhm.
they're not showing much of it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's the reason why I've hesitated to ever pick it up,
Yeah,
is because I know what the focus is, and even when you watch the trailer on the Criterion website, that's what the focus is, and that's the reason why I've never delved into it.
yeah. But what I will say, I will not spoil anything here, but there is two scenes in this film that blew my mind away, because two violent scenes, and it's not that really violent. If I had said it now, you would have thought, "Oh shit, that's nothing." But the way it is crafted as a director, how he told the story, it just hurt me every time. And when I rewatched it, I think I only seen it 2 times actually. It hurts to know it's going to happen. So, but I highly recommend it if you want to see something that is a little bit different narrative told. I'm always using narrative. I don't know if it's the right word in English, but this is a movie that is more frightening to me than Conjuring or any of the horror films made, because it really shook me when I saw it. It was in my stomach when I went to bed, and yeah, I don't want to experience it again, but I still have to watch it again. How about you, Tony? What do you have?
So the next one is from 1992. It's Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah,
and this is about a actor who having a hard time finding work. He needs the money, and he ends up taking the role of this female character in a soap opera, and ends up changing the dynamics of what's being done on the soap opera. Usually it's about you know the way soap operas are, um, sex and different things, but his personality of being a man playing a woman kind of turns that stuff around, and it's got a really good performance from him. It's kind of a corny movie at times, but I do like it. Um, it's also got Jessica, what's her name? Jessica Lange in it,
hmm.
and Dabney Coleman, and some other characters I grew up watching, actors that I grew up watching. And I've always just enjoyed it. It puts me in the mind of what Mrs. Doubtfire was
Yeah,
after this. Of course, I do love Mrs. Doubtfire more than Tootsie, but Tootsie was there first, and I enjoyed Tootsie. But yeah, it's a solid recommendation.
yeah. It's
Good
also
soundtrack too.
yeah. Yeah, I also like to say it's one of those Fish Called Wanda movies that
Oh,
never
I
get
love a fish
old.
called Wanda.
Yeah, but it's for me, it's those films that has some corny moments with them that feels a little bit dated,
Hmm.
but the rest of the movie is so amazing. And like Fish Called Wanda, I haven't seen Tootsie for some years now, not many years, but I saw it when I bought it. But there are some moments that makes me laugh still.
Yeah.
But I love Tootsie as well. I think that's a really, really good film. So my next film is a movie that I don't know how well it plays with the regular YouTube audience, like YouTube streamers with movies. But this is counted as one of the best films ever made if you go to IMDb, Letterboxd, or go to any of the critics out there. And that's not part of the reason I love it. The reason I love it is because it's the movie that makes me most uncomfortable, if that makes sense, and in a humoristic way. And it's Fasten in Danish. In English, it's called a celebration. Thomas Winterberg directed this one, and he did what's it called? The Hunt, the one you saw,
Oh
Tony,
yeah.
for,
Hmm.
and he also did The Last Glass, I think it's called in English, Sister Glass, with also Mats Mikkelsen. Was nominated for Oscar in 2019 or something. Yeah, this movie is one of the first true dogma films, and if you know dogma, they have like strict rules to it. So it's like what you shoot on, you have to shoot on location is one of the rules. So you can't shoot in a studio or anything like that. and everything you shoot on set has to be used in the film. So if you want music in the film, you have to shoot it while you are filming. You can never put music on top of what you have done, like they do in every movie, right? And there's a lot of strict everything has to be handheld, so you can never put a crane or dolly or anything like that. And every movie has to be in color, I believe.
And whose rules are those?
It's the rules of Dogma. It's like what kind of other I think that's one of the few movement of filmmaking that has been like strict down to rules to do. Actually, a mockumentary, you have to make it like a fake documentary.
And people put that in place just to as a method of filming to say that you've done this type of film.
Yeah, it's a gimmick in a way, if you understand. But it was Lars von Trier who started it with, I think at least he started with The Idiots, and then Thomas Winterbeck came right after. It was a Danish movement that spread all around the world from I think around 95 to 2003-4. It was really popular. But it's and this movie is shot on DV, so it's really terrible. It takes a while before I get into the quality of this because it looks really cheap, if that makes sense. Everything looks kind of off. But when you get into it, you forget about it. And I think the reason why I love it so much is because it feels like I'm with them. It feels like almost like I am the one holding, when you have a wedding and the whole family is gathered together and they have like a speech and everything. It feels like I'm the camera guy watching the entire thing. And in this film, they have like this big party, the big celebration. One of the guys is like 60 or something like that. And suddenly a lot of trash is spilled out from the family. So it's really uncomfortable. and it gets worse and worse and worse. And you have great actors in this one, like many of the best we have in Scandinavia. Trine Dyrholm, Paprika Steen. She was in a really good sci-fi movie from Denmark. And many great actors from Scandinavia. I highly recommend this film. And I would say even me that are from Scandinavia, I have to use, every time I see it, I have to use 20 minutes or something before I get into the story because of the way it's filmed and stuff like that, because it's so different. When I'm into it, and I also think there's a reason. You got to remember, Tony, this is counted as one of the best films ever made from IMDb, Letterboxd, and the critics out there in America, Europe, everywhere. There is a reason why this is never remade. I think it's because you can't remake this film in another kind of language when it comes to filming it. So it's counted as the best Dogma film ever made also. Highly recommend that film. What's your next one?
So my next one is The Squid and the Whale from 2005. It's about a family who is going through a divorce, and it's got a really great cast: Jeff Daniels, Laura Linney, Jesse Eisenberg. But this is the story of Noah Baumbach's family, and I don't know. It's just it's a good way of looking. It's an interesting way of looking at a family who's going through a divorce, the way that it's acted and stuff. Have you ever seen this one?
No, I have it on DVD, but I've never
Oh,
seen
you
it.
have it on DVD?
Yeah.
I had it on DVD. I had it on. I had the Mill Creek release before they did this one. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the way that Kramer versus Kramer was, and even A Marriage Story, talking about divorce and how realistic it is.
The one with Scarlett Johansson, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, highly recommend people check this one out. It's
I
a
need
film
to
by
see that.
it's a film by Noah Baumbach. Family story.
You fold out. I think you said Bombard.
Yeah, so it's a film by Noah Baumbach.
Okay.
And it's based off of his family's story. So it's more personable.
Is it drama or comedy?
It's a drama.
Okay.
It's a dark film too. I mean, the way it's shot looks really interesting. It's shot in the city, but the mood is really dark. You know,
Yeah.
there's things that cause this divorce to happen, family situations. So it's a very interesting story.
Yeah. I have to check that one out. Uh, I had the chance. The piano teacher, yes. Maybe Holland has. I've only seen Funny Games. Yeah, I've seen it. Piano teacher. Where should I go next, Gizmo? I will go to Benny's Videos, Holland. I know you will love that film. That's a disturbing movie that tells something really important. I don't think I would recommend it to Tony. The piano
Our
teacher.
teacher.
I'm back and forward on that one. It's a important film though. Tootsie. I saw Tootsie in theater. Love it first
Mhm.
watch. Yeah. Lucky to see it in theater. Another round is what it called. Yeah, the last glass. A sister glass is called another
Okay.
round. I've seen that one, Tony.
No.
Oh, that's a great one. You will love another round. It's a
So
new film.
it's called Another Round.
Yeah, with Mats Mikkelsen in the lead. It's a really good one. The same
He doesn't
director.
he doesn't get wrongly accused of doing something that he didn't do by a little kid, does he?
No, 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 no. The Hunt.
Because that bothered me. Because I work in education. I work, around kids and stuff, and that could happen. They're going to take the word of a child over an adult, but
Yeah, but
you can be wrongly accused of all kinds of stuff, which is
but I,
scary.
but I already told you about it that the Hunt is based on Bjorn case in Norway.
Mm,
So there was a dude that was going through exactly the same stuff, but what happened to him was even worse, and everything was false.
mm, it's terrible.
Yeah, it is. His life now, nobody knows anything, of course, except his close ones. But he had to move to a place where nobody
Yeah.
knows him or anything. And the system of the police was changed in the whole world, at least in the West, in America, England, Norway, because of what happens. Because before that happened, what the police did, if they had kids in the interrogation room, if that makes sense, they asked the kids, "Did he touch you there? Did he do this?" And every kid out there would say yes, or most kids out there would say yes, he did, because they knew that if they said it, they will get more kind of
Attention.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
So
sad.
so that case changed all of the way cops were moving. Evening, any ideas why the cook, the thief, his wife, and her lover by Peter Greenway has never gotten the Criterion treatment or any
Hmm.
Greenway film for that matters?
That seems like that would be a good title for a Criterion. I'm not very familiar with any other Greenway films, though. Are you? I mean, what other
Yeah,
films?
I know his name, and I probably know all of his films because I love that film, but I can't come up with. I'm so bad with names. That's my problem. Please tell me, Gore Vidal, in the chat if welcome, man. If the other titles, but I love that film. An irreversible Criterion edition will be welcome. It would be interesting to listen to commentary about No when the actors in the making was brilliant executed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
but it got already two beautiful releases from Indicator and from one of
Vinegar
the
Syndrome.
one of their partner labels.
Hmm.
So I don't see Criterion will release it because it got a UK release and American release. Spinal Tap is yeah, that's true. I only have it on DVD. Have you seen that one, Tony?
No.
Oh, that's a really good one. Mockumentary about rock band.
Hmm.
A comedy. It's really gold. Fear of the Black Cat isn't as good as Spinal Tap, but it's good spoof of rap music. Yeah, I remember that back in the days. I saw it when I saw CB4 when I was a kid. I liked CB4 more, as far as I remember. It's not a mockumentary though, but Man Bites Dog is a good mockumentary. I super agree with you, Weekend Murders. I love it. Corey thought it was okay, but I will not blame him. Noah, the wife of Greta Gerwig.
Yep.
Noah.
Noah Baumbach.
Yeah. My mom took me to see Kramer versus Kramer when it was released. This was 10. That's another movie, Tony, that I felt angry watching, Kramer versus Kramer. I just thought, how insane is Meryl Streep, the character she is in that film? I was so
Yeah.
angry at her.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. Man Bites Dog is a riot. Yeah. Not that the piano teacher goes too far, but the tone but the tone zone will not enjoy the tone. But the tone zone will not enjoy the tone of the movie, but maybe I am wrong.
Yeah. I think Colin would be correct. Calling me Tone Zone, that I would not like that. But I know Gizmo's on the side that he's thinking that I should check it out.
Yeah, because you like the reversible, and I'm thinking like that's darker and more messy, like if that makes sense. Mats Mikkelsen, my God, The Salvation is a great one. Yeah, I also like Salvation. It's got shit on by all the critics out there. It's a western. You've seen it, Tony?
Salvation?
It's a western that came out 6-7 years ago or something.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay. The
Yeah,
Last Tango in Paris is another film deserving a Criterion. I remember the film, but I don't think I've seen it.
So got Marlon Brando and Marlon Brando and Faye Dunaway.
Maybe. I remember the film on Midnight in Paris. Yeah. I'm Still Here. Oh, you are still. I'm thinking of the film, with Joaquin Phoenix. Droning by Numbers by Greenway. I didn't like it. Don't remember what that is. Probably haven't seen it. Yeah, Man Without a Face, and also the other film with Mel Gibson that came out around the same time period, where he travels in time. Or I think he's frozen and he wakes up in a different. Or what was it? Do you know what I'm talking about, Tony? Man, I had that on DVD as well. It's a beautiful film. It was slaughtered by the critics back in the day, but I love that film. Came out around the same time period. I didn't know that about Irreversible. Thank you.
Yeah.
It also have gore. It also have on the Irreversible release at least from Indicator, it has both the version of the film, so you can see it in not in
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I didn't like it that much in the other way because it's not.
That would be kind of weird to see. Next time I watch it, I'm going to want to see it that other way.
Yeah, that's the only reason I also wanted to see it. I've seen it. 2014, The Salvation. Yeah. I have the Spinal Tap Criterion DVD. I don't have the Criterion. Memory of an Invisible Man is a great one. Is that the old one or is it? I don't know. I know the film, but I can't remember if it's the classic or if it's. Greenway made Prosperous Books. Haven't seen that one. Droning by Numbers, I know, but I don't know if I've seen it. The Draught Man, but the Cook is his masterpiece. Yeah, it had a N17 rating, which meant commercial theater couldn't show it, but art theater could. That's cool. Thank you for the information, man. I love that film. It's so beautiful shot also. Last Tango in Paris is Brando, Maria Schneider, and Maria Miche. I looked it up, the one you had, then when you talked about. Old one, yes. I know the title, but I can't really recommend. No, I can't really reckon. Well, it's my turn now. So my next one is a movie. The first time I watched it, I didn't like it, but I watched it again in, I think it was October, November last year, because I was in the war movie time period, I would say. And it's Overlord. So this film is a movie I would highly recommend to people who isn't against watching experimental films again. Like it's mixed between real life archive footage from the Second World War, mixed with stage acting. But what was really interesting the second time I watched it was that the story was one thing, but I was more focused on when does the archive stuff ends and when does the other one begins. Because when you watch it, you think that you know it because it goes from old footage, to new ones. But after I watched the interview with the director, I found out that they actually did some of the new stuff old. And that really started messing with my brain. So when I started looking for that stuff, I really dig that film a lot more. And the sound score on that film is amazing. It's almost like Saving Private Ryan when it goes full bonkers. I think this is an old one, a 75, yeah. So I highly recommend this one. It's I think it's a UK production, but it could also be part American. I'm not completely sure about that.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
But you've probably seen it in shops, right? I see it all the time on the Criterion page.
I don't think I've ever seen that image before in my life.
Okay. Yeah. No, I picked it up right away when I saw it was a war movie. Like I buy everything that's with war in it almost. I don't know what it is with me and war, but it's got some beautiful also bonus feature on this one that I was really, really into. Because they go to a museum, with some experts there, and they go deep into the dive of where the material from this film was picked from.
Mm-hmm.
But then also they go into the D-Day, because this movie is leading up to the D-Day, when the Americans and the UK people and the France was fighting the Nazis in the beaches in the north of France, where Saving Private Ryan starts. I will highly recommend it. But remember, when you see it, it's weird because it's mixture between two different styles, if that makes sense. How about you, Tony?
Okay, my next one is They Live by Night. This is from 1948. So as you can tell, I always gravitate toward the older films, things that I had never seen before, because a lot of the time, the Criterion Collection for me is mostly about watching films that I had never heard of, things that were older, because I never did watch those growing up. So that's what I really like about some of these. But this was about some fugitives that escaped from prison, bank robberies, different things, and they end up kidnapping this young girl, and they kind of the one criminal and her kind of fall in love. Just a really interesting story. I love the artwork on this. You can see how gritty that looks. These characters, but I like the old films, and I wasn't really big into westerns or war films either growing up.
No.
So this kind of gives you the branch of learning about new things. I would have never seen Come and See if it wouldn't have been for the Criterion Collection, because I'd never even heard of that film. And some of these older film noir type films I never grew up watching. Tour, those are things that they never really played in the cinema or on TV growing up. So that's why I kind of gravitate toward those kind of films.
I had that one in the basket 2 years ago or something.
It's really good.
But I thought it was when I had it in the basket. I remember I bought the Blob, the old one from the 50s, and I thought that was a horror film as well. But then I read about it, and it's not. Or
it's more science fiction.
The one you hold up.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, I thought that was a horror also. Because
no, not at all. Not at all. It's a crime thriller type film.
Yeah. So I left it. So, okay. So the next one I have is a movie that it's from the 90s USA. And it's one of my favorite childhood memories when it comes to in the hood films. And it's Menace to Society. I don't know what it is with this film, but it feels so raw. It's almost like because my favorite the Hood film, I think it will be for always. Boys in the Hood. Um, I think it's because of the light tone to the film, but also it evolves through the entire story, and you know what I mean. But Menace to Society is so like I feel sorry for the guys in the films, but the thing is that I actually feel sorry for the bad guys in the films also, and you can look at kind of the cops as the bad guys at least for half of the movie. But it's almost like no one has an answer for how to solve the problem they are in. But it has one of the coolest moments in American film history, at least for us growing up, with the guy coming in robbing the shop and he holds the pistol like this, you know. It's a way you never should hold a pistol, but it's like the gangster way. Yeah, I rewatched this right when I got it. I haven't watched it again afterwards, actually, so I need to go back to it soon. But I loved it. It's still as good as it was. And it's also, I think it's shot in LA, and it's also managing to get back the 90s, early 90s look that I miss from movies. It's gangster. And if you ever want to watch a gangster movie, watch this one. The same director, he did a movie that should be released through Criterion, actually, when we talked about that. And that's Dead Presidents. I love that film as well. So, yeah. Have you seen Menace to Society?
I've got it in the collection. I just never gravitated toward watching it.
Oh, check it out, Tony. You
I
will
need
love
to.
it. Yeah. What do you have?
Okay, my next one is a more recent film from 2013, and it is another Coen Brothers film, Inside Llewyn Davis, which is based off which is a story of a down on your luck folk singer whose singing partner has died, and so now he's on his own trying to find out how he's going to continue his career. And it just goes through just a couple of days in this guy's life, and it's just a really good story. Have you ever seen this one?
No, it's the only new Coen Brothers films I haven't seen. Did you hear me or did you fall out?
Yeah, so you said it's the only new Coen Brothers film that you haven't seen?
Yeah. But have you seen the movie with the dude from it's called Crazy Heart?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Seen
No,
it.
okay. I was
It's
just
got what's his name in it?
Jeff Bridges, is that?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that film, so it sounded a little bit similar.
So yeah, I don't even know if I guess we have Crazy Heart available to purchase. Maybe that might be one that would be good for the Criterion,
I only have a DVD of that one.
because I don't know that. Yeah, it's got a Blu-ray release here, but I never did buy it.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
It's a good one. I liked it a lot. Memory of an Invisible Man, 1992. Is that the one from John Carpenter? Yeah, I've seen that movie. I actually saw it just a half year ago or something for the stream we did. Yeah, whichever. Oh, Cayman is asking. Come and See is one of the most disturbing war movies. It is the most disturbing for me, at least, and probably the best also. I got these cheeseburgers, and it's also in. Have you seen "Don't Be a Menace to Society" while drinking juice in the hood?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's the scary movie people, the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. I've never seen any of those films.
Okay, that's their first film, I think. At least the first I saw from them. Yeah,
I did watch the TV series In Living Color that they did, which I
Jim
loved.
Carrey.
I loved the TV series, but I didn't never watch any of the scary movies. They weren't my thing back in the day.
Yeah, I saw all of them. Oh, not all. Probably some of them I haven't seen if there's new ones. So my next one is a movie that is going to be really hard to talk about. I will first ask you, Tony, have you seen this one, Stalker?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, man.
Stalker.
It's Tarkovsky again, the one I had earlier with. He's the dude who also made Solaris.
Oh.
It's from 78 or 79, Russia or Soviet Union. I think he is the best director who have ever lived on this planet. I probably said it also when I said mirrors. I mean, sorry. This film is kind of weird because I can recommend it to you, and you will see it, and will come back to me and say, "What the fuck did I watch? This is shit. This is pure garbage." You will never say it like that, but
No.
you will say it. This wasn't good. Um, and I don't know if you will say that, but I know that 70 to 80% of the people I recommended this film to have said I hated the film. It's bad. But then you have like the 20%, maybe 30% that sees that loves the film for everything in this world. It's like the best film ever. And for me, it's up there. I've seen this movie now 5 times, and I didn't see it when I was a kid. Actually, I was old when I first time I watched it. But it's weird. It's a sci-fi film. It's set in, or it never says it's set in Russia, but they talk Russian, so I will say it, or the Soviet Union. Let's call it Russia. It's easier. And the storyline is pretty simple because the whole storyline is that they get a guide to take them to this magical place, if you like, and it's kind of like a MacGuffin in a film because you know in Pulp Fiction you always wonder what's in the briefcase. In this, it's more like more the entire story. What was really the answer? And I don't think there is an answer for it completely. But Tarkovsky have said, I saw an interview with him where he explained the film partly. But as he says, every movie is up for grab for anyone to experience and give their interpretation of it. But I love this film. It's so amazingly shot. The acting is supreme, and every time I see the film, I get more question marks in my head. What is it really about? And I think I have an answer that I could tell anyone who sees the film, and I think they will say to me, "Yeah, that's a good answer." But I don't think it is the answer, if that makes sense. So I actually think he is the best director who ever lived. But sadly, he died too young, as well as all the Russians have done during their prime time. So I would recommend you, Tony, to get that one and get it in your collection and watch it one time, because that's one of the films. I mean, everybody should have in the collection. Even if you have 100 films, you need that movie in the collection just to say, my collection is good.
Well, when we get done with the live stream toward the end, I'll read off all my recommendations that I've gotten from the things that you showed.
Okay, yeah.
So my next title is one that a lot of people have probably already seen and definitely heard of, and that is The Others, starring Nicole Kidman, another great actress that I really enjoy watching.
I love that film.
I love the story. It's a very atmospheric type, dark, gloomy story. This woman and her 2 children are living in this old house. Her husband's going off to war. They don't know if he's going to return. And this lady has to protect her children from the sun because they have like a light sensitivity. So everything's shot in this really dark look, really beautifully shot. I think it's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
But they have some people that they hire on to help take care of this big home, and it's not really what you call a scary horror story, but it's just a moody, gloomy, ghost type story that I really loved, and I could watch it over and over and over again. But just a beautiful film, and that was one that I would highly recommend people check out.
I super agree with you, Tony. It's for me, it's the best ghost movie made at least after the 90s, because I think I put The Changeling a little bit higher, but I don't know, actually. I love The Others. I was so happy when it got released through. I didn't buy the Criterion. I bought
the that's the reason why my Criterion's still sealed up. I bought the
Studio Canal. Is it
Studio Canal release with a beautiful slipcover.
Yeah.
But I got this one also because I think there's something different about the special features.
Okay.
Between the two, and I want to have all the special features.
And that's a great movie. It's a great movie. We have one more title, right?
We do.
Yeah. So my next title is an American production. Have you seen or heard about this?
No, Hearts and Minds.
If you don't have a weak heart when it comes to watching, this is a documentary. if you don't have a weak heart when it comes to what should I say, like documentaries, if it's rough images shown, they are not extreme, but it's more like you see dead people, like in the Sixth Sense, I would say. But you see dead soldiers on the ground,
Mm.
and it's about the Vietnam War. And the reason why I love this movie so much, and this is coming from me, it's that I think it's like two American guys who directed this, or at least produced and directed it, and they tell the kind of true story about everything I have had in my mind when it comes to Taxi Driver and Deer Hunter, where people get fucked up in war. But there's another reason as well. It's the political aspect of why America went to Vietnam. Because I don't think you can find one American out there who can actually tell you straight out why they were in war in Vietnam. That's like one of the worst wars ever, because there is actually no reason why the war in Vietnam had to happen. Not that I think any war should happen, but you know what I mean. But in this film, it shows interviews with soldiers from America. I think there's one from UK as well, actually. But and it's really like you can see they are kind of crazy of what they have experienced. But still, there is so much humanity because they have filmed it in a way where they are next to them, and it's almost like friend zone. You know what I mean? So have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
Mm-hmm.
You know the way they talk in Full Metal Jacket, where it feels like almost it's over the top, like tough guys and stuff like that. Well, it's not, because this is real, and they were like that. It's like, we are in war, we are tough. You know what I mean? And out drinking, having sex with the locals, and didn't care about anything. And you see a lot of terrible stuff that the Americans did to the Vietnamese, and you also see a lot of the hatred between. But the good thing about the documentary is not that they are blaming like Americans for doing this and blah blah blah. The good thing is that they are actually showing what happens to people in war, because you see how messed up they are. They are like, I don't know. I can't recommend this movie more than it's one of those films everybody should watch. Even if you have a weak heart, watch it just to experience it like one time.
So someone did that documentary as the war was going on,
yeah.
in the perspective of the Vietnamese.
I need to see the year when it was released, because 74, wasn't the war over in 72 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly, but I think they filmed a lot during the war, and then they edited it together some years later, and then
Yeah.
But I think if this documentary had gone out during the war, I think the war had to have stopped, because then the Americans, like, they were sending their young kids out to fight in a war for no damn reason. The parents would have said no. It's mind blowing. But I think all wars are like this, It's not attacking anybody, but this movie is insane good, and I never heard about it before, or I'm lying. I had heard about it before, but I didn't know this was the film when I bought it. I bought it at a blind buy, and it popped up that this is the movie I've heard about for years. So, what's your next film, Tony?
Okay, my last one, is One False Move from 1992. It's got Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, Cinda Williams, which is the person that you see on the cover. But it's about this. It's about drug dealers who are trying to leave an area and go to a small town where this girl's from, and it's a drama. It's I don't know. It's really a dark. So it starts off really dark, but then it kind of lightens up. There's some humor in it. You got Billy Bob Thornton in it, of course, and it's just like these bumbling crooks in a way. But I never heard of this film up until it got this Criterion release, and I just loved it. I loved the character, the police sheriff. What? Have you ever seen this one?
No, but that's the one I think Cayman has on the Rotten stream we have. So I have the clip every time.
Yeah, man, it's really good.
But would you say it's what you call it, like in the hood film, or is it more?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
It almost puts me not that it's like Fargo, but it's a small town type feel. Even though Fargo was set in what, Minnesota or wherever, this is set into a city that's kind of country, rural people, rural southern people, and how they're trying to handle these crooks coming from the city, because they're just kind of hiding out, they're running from the law, and it's just really good. I just loved it. It's a really good story.
It makes me want to see it.
Yeah, because you've seen the clips.
I only seen 2 clips. I get everything from YouTube, so it's like I don't want to know too much about the film.
Oh
See,
no,
that's also why I hurt myself when I make those intros, because I don't want to spoil anything. So I make
Right.
like a little bit boring intros, but
yeah.
well,
You should go ahead and watch it though.
I need to watch it. I need to get it first.
Yeah.
But it's Wrangler says, what film would you like Criterion to release that needs a new Blu-ray or 4K? 4K release. I need to think about that. Blu-ray, we have already said. Hitler on Ice. Always wanted to see that one. I never seen it. I don't know anything about it. Only seen the poster. Stalker is a divisive film. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Gorwidle, let's see. Tarkovsky is the poet of movie making. Yeah, I super agree with you, Gor. I enjoy Stalker. That's nice, Solon. I think you wrote to me after you saw that one, if I'm not mistaken. It's fun that you liked it, Holland. I didn't like. I'm curious about YouTube people if they will like that film. Now 3 more steelbooks just arrived. They are Liar of the White Worms. That's a good one. I love that. The Gate. I don't remember that much about it, but I know the film. Killer Clowns is amazing. Did you like Killer Clowns, Tony?
I did. I really did.
You had it for the rock.
That was the first time I had ever seen it. Was this past year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's cool.
I enjoyed it.
Solaris, The Mirror, Nostalgia are my favorite Tarkovsky films.
Is Nostalgia the one that just recently got released?
From Kino, yeah.
Yeah, I still need to watch that one.
I wouldn't start with that one, Tony. I would start with one of the other ones. I would Stalker. Stalker.
Yeah.
But that's me. I would start with Stalker because that's... You also have Andrew Rubels. That's a really good one. Good day, Ryan. Yeah. Good to see someone in the chat who actually talks about Tarkovsky. Jeff, man, I need some Criterion recommendation to get this evening.
Well, he's had plenty now. He's had 40 recommendations tonight.
Yeah.
Or 39, because one of ours was a duplicate.
That's true. But then you should get 2 of that, because that was a really good one. Have you read the poetry by Tarkovsky's father? He used it in his film. He used it in his films like The Mirror. I've seen The Mirror, and I think I know what you're talking about, because I think Knut Erik Jensen, the director, talked about it to me, that it was his father's. I think so. I know I've heard it, but if it's in the Mirrors. I love Mirrors, if you didn't hear it. I have only 14 Criterion's titles. Well, so maybe 14 good ones. I only have 12 wild.
Oh, wow.
Is the others the adaptation of The Turn of the Screw by Henry James? I don't know that, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one. Made me interested. Gore. Sounds more like it was inspired by James' short story. Oh, you haven't seen the others, or? Cool. Let's see. Having Tubi is my greatest cinematic decision of my life. Yeah, I think you're lucky to have that. I want it as well. The others was excellent, very atmospheric, with stellar performance from everyone involved. Yeah, Nicole Kidman, she's so beautiful and amazing in that film. And I'm not talking only about her appearance, like her look. She's one of a kind. You won't see actual war footage in modern war. No, it's an embedded narrative. Yeah. You just got to believe in what you believe in nowadays, I think. But it was probably like that back in the days as well. This came out 2 years after the war. Bill Paxton and Bill Bob Thornton signed me up.
Yeah, Anthony definitely needs to check that one out.
Yeah, I know he loves them. He loves both of them. One False Move is a good one. Woody Allen is the worst director of all time. Sorry, I'm laughing. Tony, I went through every movie he made up to the one with Joaquin Phoenix. He did that in 2019, I think.
I don't think I've ever seen any of his films.
Oh, you haven't seen any Woody Allen? I had seen 3 of them, and I bought the box set with every one of his films, and I went through them, and I never had a worse time in my life. But
Yeah.
I gotta say, he has 3 really great ones, and all of them, or 2 of them, are from late 70s, beginning of 80s. I don't remember exactly when. And the next one is beginning of 90s. I need to look through my box set to see what the title were. But it was the worst experiences of my life. Shaun de Florette and The Manon of Spring are more films that deserve the Criterion treatments.
I'm not familiar with either one.
No, I need to look them up afterwards. It's nice to get recommendations like this.
Lone Star. So I watched Lone Star when it came out last year, and it was very slow.
What is that? I don't know what it is.
I don't even remember much about it.
I super agree with you. Nikita is one of my favorite films of all time when it comes to crime action. I love that film. We talked about it a lot earlier in the stream because of Point of No Return, the remake. But Nikita is amazing. Oh, that was that one. Yeah. I remember the release. It looks really cool, the cover.
It does. It's just really slow. I don't know. I don't really remember much about it now to think about it, but there wasn't really anything memorable in it.
Or is it like Coen Brothers, that movie? It looks like
No.
it isn't. Okay. I never seen it, so I
It's a
don't know.
neo-Western mystery, but I think what it is they found the bones of someone. I can't really explain it. I just didn't enjoy it.
I don't know. And he says also, I told him, we talked about it earlier in the stream, but Nikita, you have something really special in front of you, Tony.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got to watch it.
You got the steelbook, or?
Mm-hmm.
I need that. It costs so much here. I had to pay $80 to get it. I'm a Texan, and Lone Star by John Saylor gets us. It's one of the best movies about Texas ever made. Nice, man. I just want to watch it because of the cover. The cover looks insane great.
Yeah, I probably just need to. I need to probably just rewatch it.
Is it old, or when is it from? It says in the front there.
1996.
Oh man, it's pretty new. I don't think I've
Oh, you
heard.
know what? And it's 135 minutes long.
Hmm.
So it
2
was a
hours
long
and
one.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight in Paris, Manhattan are exception for sure. Yeah, Manhattan, I remember, is one of them. Midnight in Paris is not one of those I like, but Manhattan I really, really liked. That's a good one from Woody Allen. I can look after I go through the chat here, just the other 2, just to say it quick. He's diving into the collection. Yeah, Tony. Match Point was the only Woody Allen movie that was bearable. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that one, actually. I have a weird movie I actually thought was okay. Match Point is one of the weakest one. I prefer Challengers. I will just look quick, Tony, before we leave, because I actually seen all of his films. Woody, and I don't do that. Go through all of the collection. I'll just see if people have one movie that I liked from him that I thought was better than bad, if that makes sense, is Irritationable Man was the one with Joaquin Phoenix, but I didn't like that one. Wiki Cristina Barcelona, I thought that was a decent movie from him that I actually was drawn into. Anything else is also a decent movie from him. And Hollywood Ends, I thought, was decent. Curse of the Jade.
Hannah and Her Sisters is the one I remember, but I've never seen it.
Okay. The Curse of the Jade Scorpion I liked a lot when I was a kid, but I hated it when I rewatched it. Hate is a strong word, though, but you know what I mean. I will just... Frodi Aphrodite has some fun moments, but it's not a good movie in my opinion. Manhattan is good. Alice is the other one. I really liked Alice. And there's one more. Give me 2 seconds here. Here it is, I think. It's Norwegian titles here. So Annie Hall. Annie Hall is really good. But I have a problem with Woody Allen playing in his films because I don't think he's a good actor, and normally I don't think he fits the role he is playing either. So Manhattan and Hannah and Her Sisters are my favorite Allen films. Hannah and Her Sister. Sorry, I'm just looking what that is. Hannah and Her Sister. Oh, there it is. I think actually, Tony, you will like some of his films. Like you will like the ones I mentioned now. They are right up your alley. Strange to hear that you're from America and you haven't seen Woody Allen because he's like.
Well, I've heard all about Woody Allen. I just never watched any of his films.
He's famous also for something that isn't that popular, right?
Mm-hmm. So, I was looking as you were talking about those. I was looking deeper into this after seeing the images. I do remember the cast, and this was actually pretty good. It's got Chris Christopherson in it. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it, and I think it was just a slower movie. But I want to say that Matthew McConaughey's character is the son of the. There was a backstory, so it was kind of interesting. I just need to revisit it because I don't remember much about it. But actually, I think this was a pretty good release.
Okay.
For Lone Star.
I need to check it out. Now you have praised it up in the sky, so I need to.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I had another movie in mind whenever I was thinking about this one.
Yeah, me and Tony will also head out now, Prince. But thank you for joining us this night. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks, Prince.
I'm not calling you Grandpa anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can still call me Pussycat.
I'm old enough to be his grandpa.
Sweet and Low Down is pretty good. Is that Woody Allen? Maybe. Hey, do you have anything coming up, Tony, that you want to tell people? Or
No. I think everything's starting to die down a little bit as far as live streams, which is nice. Maybe getting a little bit of a break. I do have videos up every day. I went to the Barnes and Noble today and did an out and about video. So that will probably come out on Sunday.
Yeah.
And yeah. How about you, Gismo? What you got going?
No, I'm live every Friday from same time period as now. Next Friday, I hope I have Anthony with me, and if Tony is free, of course, but he's always busy because he has so many streams. No, but Anthony and maybe Corey, we are going through next Friday. I'm really behind on going through upcoming releases. I haven't done that for 2.5 weeks now or something. So that's something I try to do every month at least. So nothing special. And the Rotten stream, of course, in the end of the month, but that's almost a month till next time. So it's fun. It's just, and I'm actually starting to release shorts every day now because I did it long back on my channel, but I think it's fun to release short interviews with actors and directors that I really like. That are interviews I remember I used to watch back in the days, if that makes sense, that are gone in many ways. Like maybe many people haven't seen them. So check out my shorts if you have time. But we will be heading out now. Thank you, Tony, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been a blast. And thank you, everybody in the chat. See you around. See you maybe next Friday. Bye.
The gang-controlled areas have become known as free fire zones. The police will not enter. There is no law.
How does this work?
Hey man, remember way back when I said your mother was a cankerous whore? I'm sorry, man, I did not mean it.
He's a fucking speed loader.
Welcome to Gizmo's channel. Here we always have an exciting panel. Anthony